Oh, that was him? Oh, then don't hustle. Stay right there. They're going to keep him in, huh? I guess. You're right. Yeah, that's fine then. You get four runs, or should be able to hold him to four. He got through the middle already. Got through the middle last inning. They're keeping Jefferson. He hit. Yeah.
Welcome in here to Sauk Prairie High School, the home of the Eagles. As I'm Tyler Lance alongside me, Tim Landry. Welcome you in here to dailydodge.com. Those of you waiting to listen in here on 1430 WBEV, it'll be a bit. We have to wait until the Brewers game ends. So we'll be with you here in the meantime as the Brewers continue their winning ways,
Yeah.
hopefully, here.
Yeah.
But Beaver Dam comes into this a rough week last week. It was homecoming. They had momentum going in the first half, only down 13 to 7. Then they come back in the second half and get outscored where it's 61 to 7 near the end of the game, and you just couldn't do anything. You lose Kendrick. James Brown's already out. He's out again this week as well. So it's going to be a tough one for Beaver Dam coming in this week, but they come up against Sauk Prairie, who, much like them, have only one win in conference.
Yeah, and much like last week, Beaver Dam came out with a lot of energy in that first half, played fairly well, kept themselves in the ballgame against the DeForest team on homecoming. Tonight, they get Sauk's homecoming, also senior night for them. Those things always sort of bring different issues. A team can come out real hot, could come out distracted, but when a team is struggling, like Sauk is, you have a homecoming night. That's what sort of forgets the rest of the season. Beaver Dam's got to be alert tonight. A game they probably should win, but Sauk will have a little bit of energy tonight on senior night and homecoming.
And with that, we saw the energy with that, and this is a Sauk Prairie offense. Very run heavy. They're not a very good and efficient passing team as on this year. They're completing about 35% of their passes. It's not going to be that jet attack where you're going to be able to throw downfield every once in a while and find that open big play. It's all going to come on the ground, and interesting enough, I mean, they have 3 or 4 guys that'll be it. 2 are going to be the big ones. Garrett Hertzfeld, who's got over 560 yards on the season, 7 touchdowns for him. And Peter Bruning, who is another guy that has over 30 carries and just under 200 yards. Both those guys averaging 5 to 7 yards per carry. So look at it. Those are going to be the guys that Beaver Dam's going to have to stop. And when they've had just that rushing attack, they've brought guys up in the box, which you expect here tonight as well. And though it didn't work against Baraboo, where you don't expect as much of a pass, it's going to be here again where you're going to have to do that, and up against a lesser quality team than what Baraboo is.
Yeah, Hertzfeld, big kid, 6'2", 220, a junior. As you mentioned, 5 years so far, or for the defense tonight for Beaver Dam. Parker Breining, 6 foot, 186, so sort of a big guy and a little guy. And so you saw that maybe that thunder and lightning look, couple different types of backs that can run the football. And you're right. They've only thrown it 64 times this year as compared to Kendrick, who's thrown it 148. So they keep the ball on the ground. I was out on the field earlier. I thought it was interesting. It is, as I mentioned to you before, it's a cow pasture out there. It is muddy and choppy. It's sort of has that grinded out feel for tonight. If we get the rain we're supposed to expect, this thing could get really sloppy really quick.
And rain, based off the radar from looking at it before kickoff here and on the way up into town, it's going to come about 8 o'clock, so it's going to be that end of the first half.
Yep.
Going into halftime, it's going to get nice and wet and more muddy at that point. And then we'll see, as rain is expected all night long in this area, and it's going to keep on coming through. The storm, it looked like it was all the way across the state of Iowa, so it's not not breaking up anytime soon. So that's going to force the run even more. And that's where Beaver Dam's going to miss James Brown again for a second week. Yeah. And you're going to rely on Parker Lysis a lot. Maybe get a little more run pass option with Jet and be able to get him that opportunity as well.
Yeah, and I think the biggest factor with that is if it does rain like that, it takes away Jet's passing game. It really, or at least it really hurts it. And so, and that's really been the strength of Beaver Dam's offense. Brown has been all right. Again, he's hurt. Stovey's had some nice carries. Lysis had some nice carries, but the consistency there, it hasn't always been there. Sauk's a fairly big team up front. It's something Beaver Dam has struggled with in the past. I know Coach Kinsey feels like they match up pretty well tonight. You would think coming in, they're a little bit of a favorite tonight. But there's a lot of factors involved tonight, and anything could happen. You know, you mentioned earlier, Beaver Dam getting beat as bad as they did last week at homecoming. That second half was rough. They got Wanakee on the horizon next week. You know, I think everybody's pretty realistic in saying this is their shot tonight to get one. And I think they'll come out, and you know, Coach Kinsey said they were loose. Felt like they were in a good spot tonight to come out and play well, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be a tough night, especially with the conditions that could happen.
And a reminder here for programming note, next week we will not be streaming on dailydodgers.com. The video crew and Justin Mileski himself will be traveling up to Markesan and covering that squad as we will pursue the team as well after Wanakee next week, and we'll follow the Hornets and their pursuit to make it to state as they expect to make the playoffs. Just look around the Badger North here. There's a couple big games here tonight as Baraboo, they need a win here tonight to be able to try to get that fourth win next week. And then this up tonight, Reedsburg, I believe, is looking for that fourth win to try to get into the playoffs.
Flip it.
Right.
You're right, though. Reedsburg's 2-3. They got Portage tonight. They got to win it. Baraboo's got Wanakee tonight. They got 3 wins, though. So if Reedsburg wins, Baraboo likely loses. That sets up a 3-3 game.
Yep.
The winner gets into the playoffs. The other matchup tonight is Mount Horeb and DeForest for second place in the conference.
That's huge.
Yeah, some 3 really big games out here in the Badger tonight.
So we'll keep you up to date on those games as we go through, and it's going to be an interesting one in Badger North play. We saw it near the end of last season. In this week, a year ago, it was the difference maker of Beaver Dam making the playoffs or not. And you look at it in the other sense, it's the rest of the conference is going through that as well. So it's going to be a good, big night in the Badger North. In the South, I think it's a little bit of surprise. Oregon coming through and taking over and making the playoffs and continuing.
Well, in Watertown.
We
saw Watertown at the beginning of the year. Watertown and Oregon are playing tonight. Watertown's got a chance if they win tonight to play Monona Grove to win the conference. We saw Watertown early in the year, and Beaver Dam was right with them the whole way.
And Ethan Pauly named West Sports Player of the Week. And as we'll take a break here, be back after the national anthem. This is Beaver Dam High School football.
And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, they grew through the night, let our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Welcome back here to Sauk Prairie High School, home of the Eagles, as we are about set for play here in this week of action in the Badger North Conference. Video tonight brought to you by Dan Olson Country Financial. We'll be here on dailydodge.com for a little bit longer as the Beaver Dam, or the Milwaukee Brewers game closes up here. Beaver Dam about to begin under the way, so tune in here and spread the word as you can tune in to Beaver Dam football as they get underway against Sauk Prairie, who's both teams looking to battle for third in conference right now and try to get that edge.
Yeah, it'll be Beaver Dam's going to receive here, and maybe looking forward, if the coaches, it'll be interesting to see, because if the coaches feel like this is, the weather's on the way, if they come out and throw it a ton, maybe they come out in that pod look we saw last week, I would expect them to throw the ball early as much as they possibly can, get a lead, and then allow the run game to go ahead and use the run game when the weather's being bad.
And that we'll see as Coach Kinsey will get the first chance here. Booted away, Joe Smet for Sauk Prairie. A good one at that. It's caught at the 10-yard line, bringing it up, crossing the 15, 20, 25. A little stutter step, and he's met and stood up as Lysis will be brought down. Officially down at the 26-yard line, and Beaver Dam will start their first series from their own 26. And 7 seconds here taken away on the kickoff. As we mentioned, it's senior night, parent night. A lot of emotion here as a lot of these guys playing their last home game. We heard some of these guys where they're going to school, what they're looking to pursue, and it's always good to see and hear that.
Quarterback Adam Giron for them is going to go to Western Illinois to play baseball.
Just always look to see some motion on the line. No flag is thrown, though, as Jet gets set. There's 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Lysis in the backfield. A quick swing pass over to Lysis. He catches it, spins around, moves upfield, gets up towards the 30-yard line. He's pushed out of bounds there. It's a quick gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd and 6 upcoming here for Beaver Dam.
Well, and already you saw Parker tried to plant his foot in the ground, and it slipped out as he tried to cut up the field. You see a lot of that tonight. There is a flag on the play, though. Didn't see it, but
does appear to be against Beaver Dam as their offense moves back and maybe in the area of a holding as the way Lysis was coming out. Had a little bit of an extra space there and an extra movement over there, so it'll move Beaver Dam back, and instead of 2nd and 6, it'll be 3rd and first and 20 for Beaver Dam.
All right.
Those of you tuning
Brewers.
in here, Brewers
2-0.
come out victorious. We thank you for tuning in here on DailyDodge.com. At 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Jet rolls out, finds his man, gets back to the original line of the scrimmage. James Fletcher makes the catch up the seam, and it'll be 2nd and 10 now for Beaver Dam.
And sort of what we thought. They're come out throwing the football here and trying to take advantage of the weather while it's still good.
It is a beautiful night here for the time being, as Beaver Dam's offense is opening it up. 11:15 to go here into the first quarter. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Lysis in motion. There's a quick pitch to him. He goes up the field, tries to get some positive yards, and gets back up to the 30, where he originally was on the first down. But now we have a 3rd and 6 upcoming for Beaver Dam after a early holding penalty back on first down.
And they're trying to get Lysis out in the perimeter here a little bit, get him some space to work.
So Beaver Dam 3rd and 5 officially with 10:45 to go here in the first quarter. 2 stacked on the right, 1 to the left. Tight end in on the right side. Jet, a little play action, tries to pass a slant to Bird, but a deflection at the line causes him to throw it over the head of Bird and incomplete. And he'll force 4th and 5 now for Beaver Dam at their own 30. This is going to be an early punt.
Yeah, not much pressure up front, but you can see the big defensive lineman standing tall, getting hands up on Jet, and made that a tough pass for him to get over the line.
Back to return the punt is Parker Brunig, the junior, 6 foot, 186. We'll see him running the ball quite a bit tonight, but get his first action as Stobie boots it away. It'll bounce at just inside the 45, take a Beaver Dam bounce, and inside the 40, marked down officially at the 37 of Sauk Prairie. And that's where the Eagles will start their first offense possession, just 38 seconds in. A quick drive for Beaver Dam. Minute 38 in as they turn it right over to the Eagles.
And here's where you would expect Hertzfeld getting a bunch of carries here early, trying to pound the middle against this Beaver Dam defense.
And we'll see here as Hertzfeld, number 8 on the field. We talked about the big body, and we'll see how that Beaver Dams defense is able to wrap up. The handoff is a quick flag thrown at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a flag against the offense.
Not many times you see a straight offsides call on the offense.
That's I was waiting for for maybe some a little different, but
motion,
start, motion,
yep.
went offside. So you'll see that as now it's 1st and 15. No official play there is coming on, and a substitution is Adam Nolden, who will just enter on the field. 1st and 15 for the Eagles. 10:21 to go here in the first quarter. Is Hertzfeld back, ready to return, and another penalty as Beaver Dam returns the favor. And 2 seconds officially ran off the clock, but we have now 2 penalties, 5 against the Eagles, and now 5 against Beaver Dam. So it's back to 1st and 10.
Colton Parson tried to blitz up the middle and just jumped the count and was offside and gave it right back.
Tough penalty there for the Golden Beavers, who set them back, but once you give back those free yards, it will reset here on 1st and 10. In motion, receiver left to right. The handoff goes to the receiver, Brent Schaff, as he runs upfield, crossing the 40, and he's cut down from underneath and then brought down by the Golden Beavers. That was Sam Strasser in there to finish the tackle as well.
Yeah, Strasser and Bird in there. And a nice job of Bird did a nice job of standing his ground and not letting him get to the outside, and Strasser cleaned it up.
A gain of 4 for the Eagles as 2nd and 6 ensues. One to the left, one to the right. The handoff goes to Hertzfeld up the middle as he trails behind the fullback. It's a couple yards on the carry. It'll be 3rd down upcoming, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
Beaver Dams had some rough games against big backs. They've also had some good games. I think about Portage. Nice job against their big back. Baraboo's kid obviously tore him up, but so they have had some success.
And the handoff goes to Hertzfeld, and he gets up across the 1st down. And Garrett Hertzfeld moves the sticks for Sauk, and a big carry there that gets him up towards midfield, officially marked at the 48.
That time an early hit by the Beaver Dam defense, but he just broke 3 or 4 tackles to get the 1st down.
So with 9:03 here to go in the first quarter, 1st and 10 for Sauk Prairie. One to the right, one to the left. Hertzfeld into the backfield. The receiver in motion. He takes the pitch going to the left. Cut from underneath. A good job there. Miguel Lemus is able to get the pressure and bring down Hertzfeld as he is able to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Hertzfeld's a big guy. It doesn't look like he's going to be nearly as effective getting to side off the perimeter, especially, again, you can tell every time these guys run to the outside, they're having a hard time getting footing. You'd expect him to be a little bit more between the guards, especially.
2nd down and 10. Under 8.5 to play as the handoff this time goes off the right side. Enough space on the right sideline. Still going. Pushed out of bounds just short of the 30. That's Parker Brunig. The other running mates in the backfield that we'll see all night long, with Hertzfeld able to get a 1st down and then some. So a good carry there by the Eagles.
And you see that all the time when you got a guy that's a bruiser like that. You can pair him up with a speed guy. You force the defense to shift one way. All kinds of space on the other side for Breinig. 1st down.
One to the left, one to the right. Breinig and Hertzfeld in the backfield. The handoff this time goes to Hertzfeld. He plows forward and continues with his legs. He gets some positive yards on the carry as we're just over 8 minutes to go. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up for the Eagles.
He took some whacks on that one. But, boy, strong kid. He breaks a tackle. Seems like every time he touches the ball, Beaver Dam's going to really have to work to bring him down.
2nd and 5. Have receivers Adam Nolden as well as Brian Schaff out to the left. In motion, Schaff as the handoff goes up to Hertzfeld. It looks like it was supposed to be a pitch to Brunig, but man in the way. So Hertzfeld is able to get maybe a yard on the carry, and a short one at that. 3rd and 4 upcoming for the Eagles.
Look like just that sort of I formation, triple option look kind of thing. 2 backs, give the fake, or give the ball up to the middle and the fullback take it, or run the pitch. They took the fullback take on that one. Didn't get much.
Still in the first quarter here, scoreless in the first 5 minutes of play as the pitch goes to Brunig. A little hesitation step, but brought down in the backfield. As a good hit there coming up. That was Colton Parson able to make the tackle. And now under 7 minutes of play, it's a 4th and 4 upcoming for Sauk Prairie. And looking at pregame warm-ups, their kicker, Joe Smet, not as big of a leg. So they will, looks like they'll go for it here as approaching the 25-yard line. So 4th and 4. Handoff goes to Hertzfeld up the middle. He plows forward. Looks like he'll have enough, and he does for the first down, crossing the 20-yard line. And that's a tough break for this Golden Beavers defense. As did a good job on 3rd down, but unable to finish it and make the stop on 4th.
Difference is Sauk went on a quick count there on first sound, got the snap. Beaver Dam defense not quite ready there. Easy pickup for the first down at 4th and 4.
So 1st and 10 on the Beaver Dam 18. The Eagles still continue to move. As the handoff goes to Hertzfeld, he goes off left guard, and he's met immediately, but able to gain a couple there on the carry. He'll be up to the 16-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8 coming up.
12 plays in this drive so far. You're really reminiscent of Reedsburg.
Reedsburg, if you think back to it, went about 15 minutes on their opening drives.
Almost 15 minutes, yeah.
As I've seen flashbacks of that, as the handoff goes to Brunig, and he's brought down just at the line of scrimmage. So with 5.5 to play, it'll be 3rd and long upcoming here, 3rd and 7 to be official.
That was Cole Weber on the tackle there in the end. Cole Weber, nice tackle, making the 3rd and long here.
Welcoming you in here to dailydodge.com. We'll be on 1430 WBEV following Brewers post-game as we are bringing you Sauk Prairie and Beaver Dam High School football action. As the hand goes to Hertzfeld up the middle, and he's hit immediately. A good job there. I believe that was Walker DeJager with the tackle, wearing 84 tonight.
84 must be his road number now.
He was wearing 4 last week at home. He must have something with the number 4 in it. Started out the season number 77.
Yeah, and of course they did that to move him out to tight end and use him a little bit more in the blocking scheme, especially when they go to a full package in the back.
4th down upcoming here for Sauk Prairie. The handoff, it pitched over to Hertzfeld, has some space on the left end zone in sight. Touchdown Eagles. 4:18 now remaining in the first quarter, and Hertzfeld gets his 8th touchdown of the season. And back-to-back opportunities for this Golden Beaver defense to stop the Eagles on 4th down, but unable to do so. A good play there as Duran made the last-minute decision to pitch it over to Hertzfeld and give him enough space to run it in for 6.
Yeah, nice call. You know they're not going to throw the ball. They run the option. Beaver Dam bites on the inside fake.
As the extra point is up and through, as Smet makes it 7-0. And we'll be back right after this, as this is Beaver Dam High School football, streaming live on dailydodge.com. High School. A rain away for now. But Sauk Prairie gets out to an early 7-0 lead.
Big drive, 14 plays, 63 yards, 6:04 off the clock. Garrett Hertzfeld with a 14-yard touchdown run. The kick is good. 7-0 Sauk Prairie. They converted on 2 fourth-down plays.
And with that, 4:18 to go here. We mentioned Beaver Dam get that offense rolling, get points on the board first, be able to open up that run game for when that storm does hit.
Yeah.
Sauk Prairie did that the exact thing that what Beaver Dam was hoping to do. As it's booted away, fielded at the 10-yard line. Beaver Dam will come bring it up, crossing the 20, 25, and he able to get past the 30 onto the return there. Taylor Stobie for Beaver Dam.
A nice hard run from Stobie that we normally see out of him. Well, Beaver Dam's got to answer quick. You know, this is where you get to that spot where you've gotten beat. You know, you've gotten a couple times this year. You've gotten beaten pretty good. Got to answer the bell on a drive like that, and it's a pretty important drive, I think, for the Golden Beavers here.
And looking at the weather, the rain may be pushed back until after this game, but we'll keep a close eye on that. It's 2 to the left, 1 to the right. In motion, right to left is Stobie. Reset the offense. It's 1st and 10 here for Beaver Dam. Jet stumbles a little bit, gets a pitch off to Lysis, who finds the right edge, crosses up the 40, and gets out of bounds just past the first down marker. Good job there by Jet, just able to get it out in time. And a first down for Beaver Dam will move the sticks. Oh, just short.
So, just short. Yeah, but you're right. Great play by Jet as he slipped, again, on that mud, and a good pitch. And you know, that's tough. You can lose that pitch and you slip like that. It's a nice play.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Quick snap here as the handoff goes to Lysis, who just gets enough for the first down. That will move the sticks as they approach the 45 Beaver Dam. And it'll be a 1st and 10 on Beaver Dam's 44-yard line.
The Lysis and Stobie, a couple of really tough kids. You would think they could be some mutters out of the backfield that can run the ball a little bit and break some tackles.
So 1st and 10 coming up. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Stobie on the left side of the line. As a quick hitter goes to the Bird on the far sideline. He runs up, crossing the 45, and he's hit, and he's pushed back by a slew of defenders. The whistle finally blows as he's just pushed back. So it'll be a short gain of 3 there by Bird. So 2nd and 7 upcoming for the Golden Beavers.
I still like the short pass look. I like that. We saw last week against DeForest, especially in the first half, how that set up some long ones later in the game.
And that's been Beaver Dam's MO this whole season. Get the quick hitters, set it up for that play action down the field. See what they do as 2 receivers stacked to the right, 1 to the left. In motion now, a pitch goes to Lysis, who tries to find the right edge, but just gets back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 7 upcoming for Beaver Dam.
You know, I'd like to see them, you know, on the far side of the field, they're lining up one-on-one with either Boschert or Bird, and there's no help. I would like to see them take a shot there with press coverage as well.
That's Ethan Gibbs, who's on the near sideline that's playing single-man coverage. There is a high safety, but you get that quick screen, that quick slant.
Yep.
You got one man to beat. 3rd and 7 coming up.
The safety creeps in quite a bit as he is here. You got a shot here.
Jimenez looks over to the near sideline, finds Boschert, who has enough space and breaks the tackle, gets enough for the first down. Marked down at the Sauk Prairie 42.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. It's going to be the flag. So big play for Beaver Dam.
And Jet, a little bit of a risky pass there initially as Boschert had to come back quite a bit for that ball, but worked out in their favor. And on top of the yardage that they gained, it'll move them an additional yards after the roughing the passer. So 2:17 to go. Good field position here for Beaver Dam to try to tie this ball game up.
That was a risky pass. That comeback route to the wide side of the field, that's a long pass. It's what we were looking for, but I think they get a shot deep down that sideline if they want to take it. Maybe they're setting that up too.
And Fletcher was over there too as well, so you had the big body for a Jet to throw over. Able to make it work though. It's 1st and 10 for Beaver Dam on the Sauk Prairie 28. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Boschert and Stobie to the left. Bird and Fletcher to the right. Jim Jimenez looks downfield. Pass over to Bird. Through his man, though. And it was in and out of the hands. That was Jackson Mellum on the edge over there, and Jimenez threw it right to Mellum. There was it needed a little air underneath it, but Jet went for the line drive pass, and fortunately now 2nd and 10.
Well, they had the fake bubble there to to Fletcher, and then ran it deep with Bird. Fletcher was wide open as the defender went to Bird, threw it into double coverage.
2 to the left, 2 to the right. Sobey now in motion left to right. The handoff goes to Lysis up the middle. He stood up by the Sauk Prairie defense. The whistle's blown. As the whistle was blown, Lysis was able to veer off to the left side of the line, but forward progress is marked. So it's 3rd and 7 upcoming at the Sauk Prairie 25-yard line.
Kind of a quick whistle, I thought. So don't see that very often where they're going to stop it that quick and just call him down. Lysis looked like he had a chance to turn out of that.
90 seconds left here in the first quarter. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Jimenez drops back, pressure brought, throw down the field intended for Bird. Almost able to make the catch as he had to come back. He jumped and it went in and out of his hands. It'll force 4th and 7 for Beaver Dam, and another one of those risky passes.
Yeah, but you're right, but that was one-on-one there where he took a shot. Bird goes up, and I think he jumps early and then comes back down and still almost catches the ball. He's just got a knack for making those plays. Beaver Dam's going to go for it here on 4th down.
4th and 7 from the Sauk Prairie 25-yard line. 1:23 to go here in the first. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Bosher, the lone receiver, to the left. Lysis in the backfield as getting an adjustment on the play from the sideline. Now reset, 3 to the right, still 1 to the left. Jimenez rolls out. Handoff goes to Lysis off the left side. A little bit of a halfback draw action and a turnover on downs for Beaver Dam. And that's maybe a play that if you get that quick slant on 3rd down, you need 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Lysis is open, but tried to catch the defense off guard there and just didn't work.
Well, you're right, and people are going to be upset with that call, but I don't know if it was a bad call. It was one guy that made a play on the right side of the line or Beaver Dam's left side. Otherwise, Lysis might go on that. He just made a really nice play. That opened up pretty well. It was a pretty good look, just didn't hit it.
1 to the left now as Sauk takes over on downs. A pass across the middle and nearly in the hands of Shaw as it's incomplete. It bounced in and out. So 2nd and 10 upcoming. That's one of the few passes we'll see as on the season there was only been 85 attempts by this offense. 3 to the right as a little bit of an option there for Hertzfeld. Takes the pitch, tries to cut it up the field, but just gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And 3rd and 10 will be next here for this Eagle offense.
Beaver Dam did a nice job of playing Hertzfeld on that option and really didn't respect Duran, the quarterback. And, I mean, if he's not going to turn it upfield, there's no reason to. And he had an opening, and he didn't want to.
So 3rd and 10, 45 seconds to go here as we'll drop back here for Duran. Finds his receiver, but it drops in and out of the hands on the far sideline. That was Jay Lidke who had an opportunity for a first down, and that just shows a little bit why this offense doesn't throw the ball as much as there's been a couple balls that have bounced in and out of the receiver's hands.
Yeah, nice job by the Beaver Dam defense after the offense gets stopped on 4th down to force a 3 and out, and Sauk's got a punt right away.
As 39 seconds remain on the clock. Clock stopped. In went Utri. Adam Bird back to return the punt for Beaver Dam. So after turning over downs by Beaver Dam, the Eagles unable to move the ball at all as the punt is finally booted away. It'll bounce at the 47 of Beaver Dam and keep rolling. As that it'll mark after a little bit of a Eagle bounce. Be inside the Beaver Dam 40 and at the 38. So with that, 30 seconds remaining, and Beaver Dam has an opportunity to work on what they were able to develop on that last offensive possession, as neither team, Sauk, after getting those first 7 on the board, not using that momentum to their advantage to extend their lead.
Well, I think Beaver Dam on the defensive side has an opportunity to just stuff the run, forcing Sauk to throw the ball. Did a nice job there in that last series. Let's see if Beaver Dam use a little bit of momentum there.
1st and 10 for Beaver Dam on their own 38. 2 stacked on the right, 2 stacked on the left. Handoff goes to Lysis, who just gets back to the line of scrimmage, making the pressure in the backfield. That's Ben Hilliard, who was able to bring him down for a loss. A small 5'11", 175 senior able to work through that line.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a delay on the handoff.
Yet, running-wise, not a whole lot of holes yet so far for the Beaver Dam offense.
As 1 second left, 0 left on the clock now. And with that, we will take a break as well, as this is Beaver Dam football, streaming live here on dailydodge.com.
Entertainment, we have our Sauk Prairie marching band and our spirit squad. With our second, we are going to bring in and then our coming
Beaver Dam's offense, 2nd and 9 ensues. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Jimenez fakes a handoff, far pass over to Bird on the far sidelines, makes a catch and moves it up field, up to midfield, and he'll be marked down, and a 3rd and manageable upcoming here for Beaver Dam. And that's a good play there, allowing Bird to make the play, and he's been doing it consistently all season long.
Kind of like that alternative to the run game right now with that short pass.
1 to the left, 2 to the right. 3rd and 4 for Beaver Dam, as they're at their own 44-yard line. Needs to get up to the 48. As a quick pass again to Bird. He tries to cut it inside the field, able to get enough space, crosses midfield and into Eagle territory. It'll be a first down for Beaver Dam, and Bird using his quickness to burst through there. And it, from our perspective, didn't look like there was much space.
No.
But Bird able to use his speed to get through.
Yeah, it did a nice job of picking up that important first down.
2 to the left, 2 to the right. Lysis in the backfield. Jet rolls out to his left, looks downfield. Pass over to Stobie, but over the outreached hands of Stobie. And that'll force now 2nd and 10 for Beaver Dam. Had a nice little quick out route there for Stobie, but unfortunately unable to complete the pass. So 11:03 left in the second quarter. Sauk still leads 7-0.
Beaver Dam on a nice drive here. Got it across half field. They've been able to move the football a little bit. Again, it's been that issue of moving a little bit, but not being able to punch it in.
There's 2 to the right in motion. Bird gets close to the line of scrimmage. A little sweep reverse as Bird takes it, cuts across. There's going to be a holding penalty. He'll bring it back. Bird gets up across to the 40 of Sauk. And on the far end there, I believe that was Shaneberger.
Yep.
Got a little too much of his man. Didn't really need to hold there as Bird was cutting it upfield anyways. Shaneberger thought he was going towards the outside to get the edge. But it'll hurt the Beaver Dam offense, and it'll move them back and negate the good second down run there for Beaver Dam.
That's unfortunate, but they're trying to get Bird a little bit more involved and use his athleticism. But that's going to be a long penalty. But
moves them
12.
back. Oh, that's a tough loss there for Beaver Dam, as they were close to that first down. So 2nd and 22 officially, back to their own 45 after being back to their own 40, excuse me, as the handoff goes to Lysis, who just tries to get some yards back. He dives forward for a gain of 3. 2nd and 19 upcoming with 10:34 remaining here in the first half.
Other scores across the Badger North, all in the first quarter. DeForest 12, Mount Horeb nothing. That big second place game. Portage with the early 7-0 lead over Reedsburg, and Wanakee 22-0 over Baraboo still in the first quarter. Yikes.
Tough one there for Baraboo as they look towards next week.
Well, that's going to be the big thing. They're going to be able to get over that and be able to, beat Reedsburg.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Fakes the handoff. Jet looks downfield, has his receiver, finds Boschert on the far sideline, and he'll gain back some of those penalty yards and move them inside. It'll be a 4th and 5 upcoming for Beaver Dam, and a good job there by Jet just finding the little hole in the defense to get in a little better position here for Stobie to boot it away.
Yeah, and a really nice job by Boschert as well to come back to the ball and make sure he catches the ball first. It was like, was it Valdez Scantling last week where didn't come back to the ball and took heat from Rogers on the way off the field?
There's going to be plenty of that this upcoming Sunday as injury bug hits the Packers wide receiver. It's been what hits the Beaver Dam offense here in this Beaver Dam squad all season long, and whether it's Kendrick Jimenez missing the second half last week, James Brown, who's now missed his second straight week, Lysis missed a couple of weeks.
Stobie.
Ramiro Vasquez missed a couple of weeks early on in the season. Golden Beavers just haven't been able to hit any sort of break on this season, and that's been really the tough part, and trying to find those guys that can plug and play in those spots for those starters.
Yeah, for a team that's just not overly deep, and for a team that needs to play really well to win football games, when you get those types of injuries, and it's football, you're going to have injuries, but it's always tough to have to deal with those, and Beaver Dam has had to this year, and but it's one of those things. So is everybody else, right? So other guys have to step up and play, and we've seen some of that. I think part of Lysis' success was Brown getting banged up a little bit, Stobie getting banged up. We saw Stobie have that big game against Watertown the first game, and he got hurt. It allowed Lysis to shine a little bit more, and you just seen some guys step up and make some plays.
So 4th and 7 here, as to punt it away is Taylor Stobie. A good snap as it's up and through, and it'll bounce at the 10, actually caught at the 10-yard line. Trying to bring it up is Sauk. Then he's brought down just past the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Tyler, if Sauk's punt block or punt is really sagging off, there's no rush at all. They get any opportunity. We saw Stobie do it before, sort of on his own a couple games ago. But, boy, there's an opportunity there for him to take off, especially around that right side. We may see that later on. I'm sure the staff saw that too. Not much there as far as any sort of rush to occupy the punter.
So Sauk takes over with 9:19 to go here in the second quarter. Offense underway. 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Duran under center. The handoff goes to Hertzfeld, and he stood up, and a slew of defenders comes in there. Strasser, one of the last men in it to knock him down and make sure he is down. Walker to Jagger in there as well for the Beaver Dam defense.
Beaver Dam's defense doing a nice job of crowding the run right now. Would not be surprised if you saw maybe a little bit of an option attack here, or a fake handoff and a give to Brining, although they're both in the backfield. You might see something like that as Beaver Dam's starting to really close in.
A little bit of two-back option as a handoff fake to Hertzfeld. Trying to run as Duran passes down the field, and good job defensively. Bird on the coverage there, able to knock it down. It was a good play design there by Sauk to try to get the pass game going, but better job by Bird to stick with his man.
Duran got around that side. He used his speed to get around. You wonder why he wouldn't take the pit or the keep on the option earlier, because he's got some wheels. But Bird almost got another pick there.
So, upcoming here is 3rd and 11 for Sauk Prairie. The handoff goes off to the left side. Brunig takes it. He's able to get a few yards on the carry, but it'll be a 4th down and 9 for the Eagles, and 8:25 to go. They're going to have to boot it away. The player down on the field, that appears to be Brunig, who's down on the field, who's their second leading rusher on the season. And that's a tough loss for them. Next up is Brian Schaff, who's a receiver who we've seen on a few jet sweeps come through. After that, it's Adam Duran. And there's been no other guy that's been recorded on the season at least,
Yeah.
to have any sort of carry. So if Brunig's down, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Hertzfeld to try to keep this game going.
The next nervous guy is their basketball coach because he's also their new guy, who's also a basketball player. But, yeah, and you hate to see that too. Good athlete and a kid that has had a nice year for this team, and you hate to see somebody go down like that. But looks like some sort of a leg injury. Is they're going to help him get up here?
Helmet is off. A little slow to get up. It appears to be the left leg of Brunig, so maybe
Put much weight on it.
Looks to be in quite a bit of pain as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. Hope he is all right, so not only for football's sake, for basketball's sake.
Yeah.
And you love to see these kids who go out for multiple sports
question.
because you see it across the state. You see all these athletes. The last one, Max Alba from Franklin, football player, all-star, now playing baseball at North Carolina.
Yep.
Quite an athlete and able to excel at multiple, and the skills definitely transfer. So is about to boot it away. The Eagles will do so as back to return.
Nearly got it.
Nearly blocked punt, and it'll bounce inside Eagle territory and out of bounds at the Eagles 44. So good starting position for Beaver Dam. And the punts there, that was Ethan Gibbs on the punt. So made a nice defensive play earlier, but unable to get it going on the special team side.
Going back to the multiple sport athletes, schools the size of Beaver Dam and Sauk, they can't afford to have their best athletes play one sport because they just can't. They need the athletes out for multiple sports, and unfortunately those are the things that happen. But that may happen to a single sport athlete too. But it just is what it is. But you certainly respect kids that are out for multiple things.
7:55 to go here in the second quarter. Beaver Dam in Eagle territory. To the right, two to the left. In motion, Bird as the handoff goes to Lysis off right tackle. Tries to scoot up field, and he's able to dive forward for a gain of 3. And it'll be 2nd and 7 upcoming. The clock continues to tick as Beaver Dam still looks for their first score. They trail 7-0 to Sauk Prairie.
And there was that look that, they started to use Bird a little bit more. Now they run Bird off on that fake jet sweep and give it to Lysis. Just a little bit of a counter look from Coach Lindy.
3 to the left in motion now. Stobie goes back closer to the line. Hands off to Lysis up the middle, and he's able to fly forward close to the first down marker. A good gain of 6 there for Lysis. And it'll be 3rd and 2 upcoming. Beaver Dam, this is 4-down territory now with 7 minutes left, and the situation still haven't been able to put up points.
3rd and 2. You see if they maybe take a shot here.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff goes to Lysis as they give it to him. He goes and crosses the 35. Not sure is needed to get up to almost the 34-yard line. We'll see where they spot it as it's going to be close. And initially they're marking it 4th and 1.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a very good spot, to be honest. But it's to set up a 4th and short for Beaver Dam, and this is where you're always out of the gun. It sets you up in a little bit tougher position.
And the officials will call out for the sticks to be brought out.
We did see 2 weeks ago they started going with Jed under center and running the football a little bit, and that sort of a diamond look there with the 3 backs in the backfield. And, maybe that's something that they've been continuing to work on, and might see that here on 4th down if they need it. It is barely. Well, they gave it to them. 1st down.
So 1st down, Beaver Dam, and luckily enough there, don't have to risk it all on 4th down as a fresh set of downs, and Beaver Dam will have an opportunity with 6:44 to go to get some points on the board. As now with this, Sauk's going to return the kick.
Yeah, but after that first drive, Beaver Dam's sort of been in control. They haven't scored, but they've had the ball. They've had time of possession. They've moved it pretty well. Just unable to get any points on the board. But outside that first drive, Beaver Dam's really been in control.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jimenez fakes the hand, looks over to his left. Pass downfield, holding as he's brought down for a loss, and the holding most likely negated there. We'll take that away, but a tough loss there for Jet as he took a hit.
The holding's going to be on Eli Booth. As Jet tried to scramble, and he was, and Booth was just trying to save Jet. Essentially, his guy got by him. And they're going to obviously decline the penalty, make it a second and long.
2nd and 15 upcoming here, 6:16 to go. As we welcome you in here to this broadcast, we're in the second quarter, 6:12 to go. Thank you as Brewers post game wraps up.
Go Brewers, baby! Go Brewers!
Tim Ladrin, very excited about this. Everyone in this booth excited as the Brewers move to 2-0. But Beaver Dam looking for their second Badger North Conference win, as we're also streaming live on DailyDodge.com. 2nd and 15 on a sack as Beaver Dam has offense. A slant over to Bird, thrown behind. Bird tried to get a hand on it, deflected off the hand, diving to try to make the catch. As Gibbs in the secondary unable to come through with it, though, and it'll be an incomplete pass. Now 3rd and 15 upcoming.
One of those plays where Bird's trying to make a play, but it almost sometimes becomes a factor against you, and you try to reach behind and get it, and it tips the ball up and gives the defense a chance.
3rd and 15, 5:48 to go. Sauk leads 7-0. Jet rolls out to his left, looks down the field, has a receiver, Scobie, open, getting across for the first down, fumbles the ball. We'll see, as it looks like Beaver Dam did recover, and the official on the far sideline will make that call as well. So Scobie gets enough for the first down, fumbles it, and then regains it himself. Can take a deep breath here on the Beaver Dam side.
Regardless, big play for Beaver Dam. Picks up 21, their biggest play of the night. And Beaver Dam is on the move.
Now it's 1st and 10 coming up. Beaver Dam at the 20-yard line of Sauk Prairie. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Lysis in the backfield. As you see Fletcher and Bird on the near sideline. Jimenez has a flag thrown immediately as the ball snapped. It'll be a penalty against Beaver Dam. 5 yards will move them back. False start. So now it'll be 1st and 15 on their own 25, or on the Sauk 25.
Just, again, one of those things. You just make a great play, get a first down, big play, and now you set yourself back again.
1st and 15, 5:12 to go here in the first half. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Lysis on the right hip of Jimenez. A little reset and adjustment. Now Lysis moves to the left hip. Lysis takes the pitch, goes left side, tries to cut it inside and find a hole. Unable to do so. And a good job there by the Eagle defense, able to collapse and close off that edge from Lysis.
Yeah, it's tough on that pitch to the short side. You got to be able to break that one up early, and Parker unable to do so to get that thing upfield, and Sauk is all over it.
So, 2nd and long coming up here, 2nd and 13. To the right, to the left, and another penalty, another false start against Beaver Dam. Moves them back another 5 yards. So, 2nd and 20 upcoming.
Last week we saw a really nice homecoming crowd out of Beaver Dam, and Sauk is a beautiful crowd here tonight for homecoming. I don't know how many fans they get at football games here. They've struggled for a while. It's a really nice crowd at homecoming tonight for them.
Student section trying to get into it. Well, and then you even have students behind the field goal over there. As 2nd and 20 upcoming. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jet rolls out to his right, looks downfield, tries to pass backwards. Finds Fletcher, who runs on the far sideline, gets enough for the first 10-5. Touchdown, Beaver Dam. Awaiting the signal, and there it is. Beaver Dam gets 6 on the board, and a beautiful job by Jet, able to come back and find his receiver Fletcher, who does the rest of the work and gets 6 on the board.
Play all set up for that backside swing pass, kind of a screen on the backside as Jet rolled to the right. Fletcher waiting on the left side, had blockers waiting for him. A beautiful call by Coach Lindy to pick. That was a perfect time to have that.
Walters on for the extra point. Jet to hold. Snap good. The kick is up and through.
All-conference kicker.
And with that, Beaver Dam ties it up at 7 apiece with 3:56 to go in the first half. This is Beaver Dam High School football here on 1430 WBV and streaming live on dailydodge.com. Hello. It's good. I heard you in my ear, and I just wasn't sure, so I had to text you to double check. We'll go 30 for kick or for after scores. Welcome back here to Sauk Prairie High School. I'm Tyler Lance alongside me, Tim Ladrin. And Beaver Dam gets their first points on the board on a beautiful comeback pass to James Fletcher.
9 plays, 44 yards, 3:59 up the clock. Jet to James Fletcher, 30-yard touchdown pass. Kaylee Walters' kick is good, continues to be perfect on the year, 7-7.
Strasser to boot it away here on the kickoff as with 3:56 to go. Sauk looks to reply to the Beaver Dam score as it's caught at the 10-yard line, coming up, crossing the 20, 25, 30, getting up to the 40, plowing over the defender. A good return there. Brian Schaff, the receiver, who we've seen on a couple jet sweeps on the night, coming back and doing it all on special teams as well.
Beaver Dam got away with an offsides on the kickoff. I don't know who it was, just on the right of Strasser.
I saw you pointing.
Good yard and a half ahead. Didn't help on the coverage though.
So Sauk Prairie will start out on their own 42-yard line as their offense is underway. A very heavy running attack for those of you just joining us as the handoff goes to Hertzfeld. He runs forward, crossing a couple. That's Schaff, still on his feet, breaking a couple tackles. 40, 30, stumbled up and tripped by shoestring tackle there. That was Cole Weber just coming up, the big man, going all the way from the line of scrimmage on the 42 over to the 30 of Beaver Dam and sticking with the play to prevent the touchdown there for Schaff.
32-yard pickup on first down for Sauk.
And for those of you just tuning in as well, the second running back for Sauk Prairie, Brunig, down an ankle leg injury on his left leg as a carry on first down, brings it up. Gain of 5, gets up to about the 20-yard line. And Brunig, a tough loss for Sauk Prairie on a season, nearly 200 yards. He surpassed that tonight with his carries that he's had. So it's all going to be in the hands of Hertzfeld and Schaff.
And be a timeout here for Beaver Dam.
So 2nd and 6 upcoming here. Give you a little recap here for those of you that came in late to this broadcast, unable to tune in on dailydodge.com. Been a heavy running attack here for Sauk Prairie. Beaver Dam got their passing game going on that last offensive series after Sauk gets on the board first with 7. They come back here in the second quarter to get another 7 of their own.
Yeah, Sauk opens up with a 14-play drive after getting Beaver Dam on a 3-and-out in the opening drive of the game. And then Beaver Dam had done a nice job until that last run of slowing down Sauk. Only 3 passes thrown by Sauk. They're all incomplete. Jet right now is 8 of 14 through the air. Beaver Dam's thrown it quite a bit.
2nd and 6 here as out of the timeout. The handoff goes right up the middle. Hertzfeld takes it. Runs through, The Schaff takes the handoff. Gets a few on there. 3rd and 4 upcoming for the Eagles. 3 minutes remaining. Beaver Dam has now 2 timeouts left. It didn't take one off the board. 2 timeouts left for Sauk Prairie as well.
Beaver Dam really needs to stop. They just got the score. Can't allow a score back here.
One to the right, one to the left. Schaff and Hertzfeld in the backfield. Handoff goes to Hertzfeld, who's hit immediately but unable to wrap up the tackle. Trying to see who that was on the attack for Beaver Dam, but it looks like it'll only be a gain of 2, so 4th and 1 upcoming here for Sauk, and they converted on 2 for 4th down plays on the last possession, looking to convert a 3rd here.
And both times sort of misdirection plays. You got to be alert of that here. Can't just jump the Hertzfeld.
We'll see here as a timeout will be called. This one used by Sauk Prairie, so that's their second timeout. We'll take a break with them as well. So with 2:12 to go, this is Beaver Dam High School football here on 1430 WBEV and streaming live on dailydodge.com. Sauk Prairie High School is 4th and 1 upcoming. One to the right, one to the left. Duran under center. Handoff goes to Hertzfeld. Stood up immediately in the backfield.
Short.
Doesn't look like he has enough. Had to get to the 21. Or the 16, excuse me. And it looks like they'll mark him down at the 17. And the offensive Sauk's coming off. Good stop there by Beaver Dam. So with 2:07, they take over possession. And an opportunity with 2 timeouts, able to get the lead back here going into halftime.
Yeah, I think they got the score. I think they got the timeout thing wrong on the scoreboard. They've got it listed at 3. We know they've taken at least 1. But yeah, you would think here maybe take some shots. You might as well. 2 timeouts and been able to throw the football.
So 1 to the left, Beaver Dam ensues to look to score here. Just before half. 2:07 remains before halftime. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Lysis in the backfield. The play action as the handoff goes to Lysis up the middle. A flag thrown immediately as a handoff was given to Lysis. We'll see what the flag is. They're speaking to the Beaver Dam line, and so unsure if it's
12 men on Sauk.
So there's 12 men on Sauk. They still have 12 men out on the field. As they still,
Yes, they do.
Still 12
and
men
13,
out there.
13 over here in this corner over here. He's counting right now. Jackson Mellum is counting. He's like, hey, dude, we got 12, man.
And they're still.
You can get him off of there.
Even though the flag has been assessed.
Here he comes.
And so now coming off the field. We're reset here. We're good here.
Jay Lidke coming off the field. Wrong package, buddy. Get back out there.
1st and 5 now upcoming for Beaver Dam after the 12 men on the field penalty goes against the Eagles. So it takes 5 seconds off the clock, but saves Beaver Dam.
That's a 15-yarder.
Excuse me, 15-yarder. So penalty in the advantage of Beaver Dam.
Different rule than the NFL.
just a little bit. Just a little bit here.
Big penalty. Just 12 men. Wow.
1st and 10 for Beaver Dam on their own 35. The handoff goes to Lysis. He goes up the middle, crosses to the left, has some space across the midfield, still going, and brought down at the 45, dragged forward up to the 43, and a good carry there by Lysis, using his quickness inside the guards, going up and down the field and keeping it towards that.
Big pickup at 20 for Lysis. As mentioned, good speed, good power, broke a couple tackles. His biggest carry of the night.
So 1st and 10 again for Beaver Dam. 1:40 remaining here in the first half. Jimenez looks to his left, keeps himself, runs upfield, crossing the 35, and he's brought down, crossing the 40, and he's brought down just past. It'll be 2nd and 4 here for Beaver Dam.
First carry for Jet. Pick up a 6.
So 2 to the right, 2 to the left, a quicker offense here for Beaver Dam. Handoff goes to Lysis up the middle. He finds a hole on the right side. Tripped up. Just
It'll be a flag.
Just there, as we'll see, is a holding call against Beaver Dam's offense. A tough one. The tackle was by Devin Visgar, who was able to bring him down. But Beaver Dam, costly penalty, and will move them back. It was a 2nd and 5. Now it's moving them back, and we'll see where the spot of the foul was.
A lot of holding penalties on both teams tonight.
And this is like what we saw against Watertown in the first matchup.
Yeah.
A lot of penalties. Last year we definitely saw a lot of penalties in game one.
Yep.
Usually you don't see this late in the season as teams are usually
Depends
refined.
on the officiating crew, though, too. Some call it tighter than others do.
As second now and 15 for Beaver Dam. Jet drops back, play action, looks downfield the seam for Bird, but overthrows his man. Incomplete as Bird was open in the seam, forces 3rd and 15 now for Beaver Dam.
Yeah, some of those officials, they like people to know that they're there. So they keep throwing flags.
You don't know that at all on the basketball court.
Never happens in the basketball. Every official is fantastic.
Not trying to get you in trouble here, Coach. 3rd and 15 for Beaver Dam. 59 seconds to go in the first half. Tie ball game at 7. Jet rolls out to his left, looks downfield, finds his receiver Fletcher, who tries to cut forward, crossing the 40. Jet took a hit at the end of the play there. No flag. As Fletcher passes the 40, he'll be marked down at the 38.
Imagine Beaver Dam go for it here.
So 4th and 4, 37 seconds. Clock still continuing to run. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Beaver Dam going for it here on 4th down. Looking to the sideline. Clock's continuing to tick. In motion, Stobie goes near the line. The pitch goes to Lysis, cuts up field. Drake forward, needs to get to the 34. Not sure where the ball is spotted. The near side judge is at the 34, but it'll be turnover on downs. And another run for Beaver Dam on 4th down isn't enough to move the sticks. And 18 seconds left to go. Sauk has the ball, and that's maybe a play where you take a timeout or you throw it or you try to do something different to try to set that play up.
Well, they've had Lysis a couple times in this drive where he's broken free, and maybe the thought is they're able to run the football here now. And we've seen Lysis get a couple big runs. One was called back on that holding call earlier in the series there, but now it sets up Sauk. I would imagine just a running play here, and they'll run into half.
Tied up 7-all here on your Farmers Implements scoreboard. Sauk has the ball with 18 seconds left to go. We'll see as the handoff goes to Hertzfeld, and he's met immediately. Cole Weber there, the first to get a hold of him, and 12 seconds left to go. As Beaver Dam High School football tonight brought to you by Surefire, Richards Insurance, American Bank, Walker's Restaurant, Landmark Credit Union, Bayside Supper Club, Hometown Pharmacy, and Columbus Family Dental. As mentioned, Dan Olson, Country Financial, bringing you a video here tonight as we have halftime underway. We're going to take a quick break and be back with your Horicon Bank halftime right after this. This is Beaver Dam High School football, tied up at 7 at half here on 1430 WBV and streaming live at dailydodge.com.
And Jordan Small, clarinets, J.J. Pettish and Julian Singer. Saxophones, Alan Anderson and Amethyst Nolan. Trumpets, Joe Garcia. Melophones, Greg Wornsing. Baritones, Michael Breinig, Sam Ringer, and Emma Slotty. Tubas, Jessica Regal. Percussion battery, Kim Barnes, Matt Maskin, Joe Trinan, and Cooper Sharon Mix. Percussion, Chris Butterberry. From the bar guard, Isis Bloomer, Arista Gander, Bridget Fabian, Miguel Garcia, Dustin Miche, and Isaac Shin. Hannah Drummaker, Logan King, and Travis Austin. Joining us from Prairie tonight, please welcome the Sauk Prairie High School Marching Band. Their production of the Lighthouse includes Setting Sail, Sleep, and Coming Home. WSMA is proud to introduce drum majors Logan King and Travis Austin and the Sauk Prairie High School Marching Band in AA competition exhibition tonight. They will travel to the Wisconsin State Marching Band competition next week, Saturday. Or you can see them again in action on Sunday afternoon.
from the Sauk Prairie High School Marching Band Invitational. Marching bands from throughout the state will be here in competition, and our own band will be performing in exhibition. Is your band ready? You may take the field in exhibition performance.
Welcome back here to Sauk Prairie High School. I'm Tyler Lenz, alongside me, Tim Ladrin, here in your Horicon Bank halftime. And with your Reed Chrysler Dodge Ram drive of the half, it's the Beaver Dam score where Kendrick Jimenez had the beautiful comeback pass to James Fletcher for a beautiful touchdown.
Yeah, 9-play, 44-yard drive after a bad punt by Sauk was for 3:59 off the clock. It met us to Fletcher, and a 30-yard touchdown pass was sort of a screen to the weak side of the field as Jet was rolling to his right. Fletcher popped out to the left, set up a convoy of blockers on that left side, and he strolled into the end zone. A nice play call, well designed, and good time for it for a touchdown.
I'm a little mesmerized here as we saw there's quite a production here.
Yeah, they got
not a big band, but they do it big.
Well, they got the whole the whole percussion set here, and then they've got like some scenery pictures of like a
beach,
water and a beach, and they've got like a lighthouse, huge lighthouse. I mean, the lighthouse almost covers 10 yards of the field. It's
impressive what they're doing out here.
Pretty huge production out here for halftime for Sauk's band. Like I said, it's not a very big band, but it's impressive.
As for the football game itself here, Beaver Dam and Sauk, been a back and forth battle. No team really wanting to kind of secure that second win of the season. As for Sauk, they had had an injury. Brunig going down. Probably don't expect him to come back in this matchup, as he came off the field limping, not putting any pressure on his left leg. And so looking forward to the football or the basketball season for him, hoping to be healthy, as that's a little over a month away. And Hertzfeld, he's done. He's been able to have some impact offensively, but since that scoring drive, Sauk hasn't been able to produce much.
And as you're talking, Tyler, the rain starts coming down, so we were talking about it in pregame. We might start getting a little bit of messy feel in the second half.
I'm not going to trust my phone weather app ever again.
It's 146 yards for Beaver Dam to 106 for Sauk. Sauk's got all 106 on the ground. Garrett Hertzfeld, 16 carries for 143. Parker Brennig gets hurt, but he ends up with 3 carries for 24. And Brant Schaff gets 3 carries for 39 yards. Adam Duran is 0 for 3 through the air for Sauk. For Beaver Dam, Kendrick Emanis, 16 for 108, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That touchdown went to James Fletcher for 30 yards. Fletcher having a nice night, 3 catches for 50. Broden Bacher, 2 for 21. Adam Bird, 3 for 16. Stobie, 1 for 21. And Lysis, 1 for 4. On the ground, it's been all Lysis. 14 carries for 37 yards. Jet has 2 carries for 1 yard. Bird, 1 for none.
So Beaver Dam, they really were able to get it going near the end of the half. I think the big thing in the first half for Beaver Dam had to be unable to convert on 4th down.
Yeah.
You saw Sauk be able to do that 2 out of 3 times, and Beaver Dam had 2 opportunities to do so, and you convert those, you get momentum going offensively, but it really just stopped there. 4th and 7, tried to do a draw, and then they had a 4th and 4 that they had on going before half ended, and another handoff to Lysis, unable to convert that. You get that first down handoff to Lysis, and you still have 2 timeouts left. You had the time to be able to find that slants, to be able to get in the open field, get the first down, stop the clock, be able to reset. Just unfortunately unable to convert, and that is the reason why we're still tied at 7 each.
Yeah, again, I mentioned it early, or a while ago, was after the first drive from Sauk, it feels like Beaver Dam's sort of in control of the game, even though it's 7-7. Not a whole lot of big plays on either side, but Sauk's really had a tough time moving the ball as Beaver Dam start to, really stuff Hertzfeld. And with Brennig out of there, that makes it really tough on them. Having that breakaway back that we saw, he had a really long carry for 22 early on. And they don't throw the ball. Now with this rain coming down, and this field was really slick to begin with, if this rain stays like this the whole second half, I don't think Beaver Dam's throwing the ball either. It's going to come down to who runs it better. And really, probably wouldn't have said this at the beginning of the game, but the way Lysis started turning out some yards there, had the big carry that was taken away by the holding call, but he's really done a nice job, and especially that second quarter. You think maybe the Beaver Dam's favor, even if it is raining, the way they've run the football and the way they've stopped Hertzfeld in the running game for Sauk.
This halftime show continues, and I'm still just amazed by what the crew out here is able to do. Color guard, it's almost as if it's like a play going on with the band and the song that's going on. It's amazing what they're able to do here tonight, and we'll hope that the teams are able to come back out and continue that as well. As halftime continues, we're going to take another break. Be back here with second half thoughts and what needs to be done by each side, what each side needs to continue. This is Beaver Dam High School football halftime, brought to you by Horicon Bank here on 1430 WBEV and streaming live on dailydodge.com. Yep.
far this season, along with winning numerous caption awards in music program, visual program, percussion, and color guard. Come out this Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. to see our home show featuring many area bands and your own Sauk High School marching band. We'd also like to recognize our Eagle Spirit seniors, Debbie Hernandez, daughter of Becca and Carlos, Brooke Johnson, daughter of Dave and Kathy, Edith Lopez, daughter of Judith and Timo, Jessica Riegel, daughter of Charles and Maria, Kayla Torres, daughter of Alberto and Amanda, Natalia Galvan, daughter of Adamara and Carlos, Shay Freitag, daughter of Brad and Rachel, and Talina Hetherington, daughter of Annette and Vanay. We present now the 2018 Sauk Prairie Spirit Squad for their halftime routine. With your guides.
School as we go from the band with their act out there to a little bit of homecoming action almost. It feels like is
we got the Spirit Squad out for Sauk's dance team. They got a bunch of guys out there with them today. And they got the guys doing some pretty funny stuff. It's good humor. It's good homecoming humor.
So with that, we stand at 7 apiece here. Sauk Prairie getting on the board first early on in the first quarter, and then Beaver Dam in the second quarter able to get their 7 on the board. And so with Sauk returning here the kick after half, you're going to see their run game continue more and more. As you said, you were on the field earlier, didn't feel great then.
Cool.
You're starting to see the effects of the rain, and it's only been over 15 minutes. Field's getting very muddy, and it's going to be very tough for these players to be able to grip. Saw Lysis in the first quarter try to make a turn after a quick screen pass, unable to do so. You're not even going to be able to think about that here moving forward with the field conditions that we're going to be seeing, as this rain isn't going to be slowing down anytime soon. So it's going to be a lot of run, and that's going to take a big part out of Beaver Dam's offense.
Well, I think it's a lot of run, and it's a lot of run up the middle because, like you mentioned, it's going to be hard to cut. You know, a big part of this thing is probably going to be taking care of the football and making sure you don't turn it over and give somebody good field position because, you know, I mean, there might be one score here to win this thing if it's played cleanly. So it's going to be really important for both teams to take care of the football here.
So we got about 3 minutes here before half as we see the officials now coming out. So you're going to see Beaver Dam coming out here as well. And it's really going to be interesting because just looking around the league, seeing what Mount Horeb and DeForester's doing. You look at the Badger South, there's a lot of great football being played around.
Yeah,
and
there is.
You mentioned Watertown before and the season they've had. It was a rough first season for them in the Badger South, and that the transition over this season, they're taking it by storm, and Paulie's having himself a season.
Well, it probably tells you, you know, rough, but they still got in the playoffs. You know, which tells you what kind of, you know, what they've done lately. And the last I saw, they were down to Oregon 17-0 second quarter. But in the North, Wanakee 43-0 over Baraboo at half. I mean, boy, they just keep thumping teams, and we think Baraboo's a pretty good team. And boy, that's a tough one. Reedsburg was down 6-0 to Portage. They put on 28 straight in the first quarter or in the first half. They go into halftime with a 28-6 lead, setting up that big showdown next week between Baraboo and Reedsburg. The winner getting into the playoffs. In the battle for second place in the North, it's kind of the de facto North champion.
Yeah.
If you just didn't count Wanakee because they're down, it's DeForest 18, Mount Horeb 14. And again, in my opinion, I think DeForest is probably the better football team. Mount Horeb can sling it a little bit, but doesn't play great defense. And DeForest, I mean, they were not great in the first half last week, awfully good in the second half. But again, you know, remember last week, Beaver Dam gave them some breaks too,
Yep.
some bad snaps and things like that. So, you know, it's that time of year where teams are trying to battle for playoff spots. We got a lot of local teams, area teams that have either qualified or are looking to qualify in the next week or two. So, it's always an exciting time for high school football when you get to week 8, week 9, and you know those teams that are sort of do or die win and loss games.
Beaver Dam High School football here, and your Horicon Bank halftime has been brought to you by Surefire, Richards Insurance, American Bank, Walker's Restaurant, Landmark Credit Union, Bayside Supper Club, Hometown Pharmacy, Columbus Family Dental, and video tonight brought to you by Dan Olson, Country Financial. Again, we encouraged this the last couple of weeks, and just bring it up again. Tweet it out to us at Daily Dodge BD, as we love to hear where you are at. As we heard Arizona last week.
Yeah.
Green Bay a couple of weeks ago as well. All over the states, and we hit the West Coast. We'd love to hear where you're watching or listening to the game, and that is, again, tweet us at Daily Dodge BD, and we'll try to give you a quick shout out on air. A reminder as well, tune in tomorrow morning, the high school OT. Randolph head coach Randy Herpel, Beaver Dam Coach Kinsey will be on air. Marcus Ann's coach John Dunleavy, and we'll see him firsthand a little later on this season, as well as the WXRL postgame from Cambria Freeland and Fall River matchup be on there as well. That's 8 to 9 tomorrow morning on 95.3 WXRL. Here on WBEV, though, about set to play as Beaver Dam will kick it off, and we'll have the Eagles return here and try to get some points on the board. The rain continues to come down.
Slowed down a little bit, though, but yeah, it's still coming.
Still coming. It's done its damage on the field, though, and we'll see right away what those effects will be and how each team adjusts to it.
Well, I don't know. Sauk probably doesn't do anything. You know, they're going to do what they do. They're going to pound the ball up the middle. You know, it's probably, you know, that's probably what they're going to do. Beaver Dam, it affects, no question, the way they play. Trying to get the ball to the perimeter, trying to throw the football a little bit. It certainly affects Beaver Dam's game plan a lot more than it would Sauk.
Brunig in the cart that came out from the locker room.
just
Some
don't like
crutches
seeing that.
there next to him. So as expected, won't see any action here in the second half. So it's going to be all on Schaff and Hertzfeld to get this offense going. As Strasser about set to boot it away. See a handful of guys from Sauk around Brunig. Now getting a little conversation in. He's smartly underneath the cart, staying away from the rain.
Yeah.
Gotta appreciate that.
That's good. Yeah. Yep. Can't play him. I'll stay out of the rain.
So with that, we'll have Schaff and company back to return for Sauk Prairie and get underway here as we're tied up at 7 going into the second half. Again, it's parents' night, senior night as well here, and good student section. I saw walking around here a little bit during halftime. The parents are here in full force as a kick goes out of bounds.
Let's see what they do. I mean, they
See where
Maybe
it'll be marked.
make them back it up in there. I think they're going to make them kick it again.
So
I
Beaver
would.
Dam, we'll see here officially as
Yep.
does look like Beaver Dam will boot it away here again.
Well, remember, they had long kickoff return after the touchdown last time. And, again, with the conditions the way they are, you mentioned the rain is slowing down a little bit, but the conditions the way they are, this is maybe the most open field they're going to have to try to make a big play.
So we'll see what Strasser decides to do here as the kickoff is moved back, and they will redo here coming up. We're about to start here the second half for a second time.
Maybe squib it or something and make one of those up men take it. Those guys are deep back there.
Strasser with the boots. He fielded at the 20-yard line by Schaff. Schaff comes up to the 30.
Good tackle.
And he brought down just around the 35-yard line. A good return there, but good group tackling there on the coverage there by Beaver Dam.
Ian Went Utri leading the way there. He got the initial hit and wrapped up. Did a nice job.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Beaver Dam with 11:55 to go here in the third quarter. So we're about halfway through this game. The rain continues to fall a little slower. The middle of the field a little muddy already. Handoff goes to Schaff off the right tackle. He moves forward, gets up close to the 40-yard line. Be marked down at the 40. So it'll be a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 upcoming for the Eagles.
No real surprise. What Sauk's going to do is keep running it between the tackles. Force Beaver Dam to make stops.
And we'll see some new players out on the field. Ben German out there for Sauk now to the right, one to the left. Schaff and Hertzfeld as the handoff goes up the middle to Hertzfeld. A flag thrown
Late.
in the scrum there by the line of scrimmage. We'll see. I believe it's going to be a holding against Sauk. That is definitely the area of it, so it's just a matter of where Sauk will move back.
It's going to be a hold.
So it was 2nd and 7 for Sauk Prairie. Move them back 10 yards, and it's interesting. That could be 3rd and 7 right now for Beaver Dam if they wanted.
Yeah, I like the call because 2nd and 17 with a group that doesn't move the football a lot, you feel like you're in a pretty good spot to stop, in 2 downs and 17 yards. So I like the call of taking it, but I agree. I mean, that can be a tough call.
2nd and 15 now for Sauk Prairie. The handoff is kept by Duran. He pitches it into the ground to Schaff. He throws it in the ground. Schaff able to recover it. And there's now a scrum on the far sideline. We're waiting to see who came up with it. The officials are saying it's Beaver Dam football. Beaver Dam will take over possession here inside deep Sauk territory. And that's a tough play there by Duran where he maybe should have just kept it.
Yeah, he sort of overhand flipped that as he was getting tackled. Not a real great play there. Should have held on to it and eaten it, but that's a Beaver Dam in great field position.
10:50 to go here in the third quarter, and now Beaver Dam has possession, and they can take over and try to lead here early on in the second half. Something they haven't had all night long, trying to take the lead. One to the right, one to the left, I formation. The handoff goes right to Stobie up the middle, and Stobie gets a quick 2. Second and 8 now for Beaver Dam.
Stobie's first carry of the night. A little bit surprising with that, but now you get this sort of muddy game. He's sort of kind of that guy who can break some tackles and make some plays for you. So
Second and 8 now for Beaver Dam. I formation, one to the right, one to the left. Lysis takes a handoff. Hesitation step, now jumps inside of the right tackle, and he's brought down another short gain, maybe 1 or 2. So 3rd and 7 upcoming here with 10-12 to go in the third quarter.
And you see the adjustment because of the rain. Jets now under center and running I formation. Not something they do very often.
We'll see here as Stobie runs to the sideline, maybe going off to the left. Shotgun formation, 1 to the right, 2 to the left. Stobie and Bosher to the left, Fletcher to the right side. There's a quick screen over to the far sideline. Stobie is able to make the catch, tries to cut up field, and he's knocked out of bounds short of the 20. So it'll be 4th down coming up here for Beaver Dam.
But you can see it was a wet ball. Kendrick threw an end-over-end punt over to the left side. That ball was certainly slipped out of his hands, but just did a nice job of getting it over there.
So 4th and 7 coming up here for Beaver Dam. Clock stopped at 9:43. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Lysis in the backfield next to Jimenez on his right hip. The play being reset from the sideline. We are good to go now. 7-7. Jimenez hands it off to Lysis up the middle. Finds the space on the right side. Drake forward. And he had to get to the 17.
Got it.
And it appears he got it. It'll be a 1st down. And Beaver Dam able to get it. A 4th down conversion there after the first 2 were failed.
Just spread them out and run it up the middle, and that's a lot of space there for Lysis as we started to see it at the end of the first half.
9:20 to go here as shotgun formation, 1 to the right, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. The handoff goes to up the middle. That's Lysis, who's continued to be pushed by Stobie and company. They get him up close to the 10-yard line, and finally the whistle is blown to blow the play dead. So Beaver Dam just keeps the legs churning, and a good carry on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 5 now.
Well, and especially after they blew the whistle dead so early on that play in the first half, they let that go for a while. And nice job by Lysis to keep him moving, and by the line to keep pushing.
Ball on the Sauk Prairie 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 5. The handoff again goes to Lysis. A little hesitation step. Tries to go up the left side, and he's set back immediately. A big hit there. Lance Barnhuber with the big hit. The 6-foot junior coming up from the 2nd level to be able to make that hit and keep it now 3rd and 5.
Yeah, he was stuck. And when he got hit, he went nowhere. That was a big hit.
So 3rd and 5 now. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jimenez has Lysis to his right. As the play is reset, the rain picks up a little bit here as we're still tied at 7 apiece in the 3rd quarter. Jimenez looks over to his left. Hesitation, keeps himself, tries to run up the middle, and it'll be short. It'll be a gain of 1 or 2. So 4th and 3 upcoming, and this is a question.
Keely Walters time, maybe? It's a tough spot for her because of the wet ground, but this is certainly within her range.
Wind is going to the right as well in the direction that Beaver Dam is moving the ball, but they'll go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 3, Beaver Dam. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Lysis on the right hip of Jimenez. Gets the play reset from the sidelines. Hops over to the left hip of Jimenez. In motion now to the right, Lysis. Jimenez keeps it himself, tries to run up the field, and it doesn't look like he'll have enough. And the far judge and near judge signal turnover on downs, and again, that's a tough situation. One that'll be looked back on where it's a tough one for Kaylee Walters to come out there for her first field goal on the season, but that may be one that you want to give it a shot.
I wonder if it's the rain conditions with the wet field and her, it's starting to rain a little harder again. I wonder if thought of her slipping or whatever. They thought it was just a better shot just to get it.
So with that, turnover on downs and 1st and 10 for Sauk Prairie. 7:14 to go here in the third quarter. And it's a first down carry out the middle. It'll be a carry of 1. So 2nd and 9 upcoming here with 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. Sauk Prairie and Beaver Dam still tied up at 7 apiece.
Okay, so there's a late flag.
Late flag. Beaver Dam's defense moving back a little further than what the Sauk offense is. So we'll see what the flag is.
Not sure what that was. Sauk doesn't score many points. I mean, 7 against Baraboo, 0 against Wanakee, 7 against the Forest, 7 against Reedsburg. Then the random 50-point effort against Portage, 0 against Edgewood, 12 against Milton. You can see why. Not a whole lot of firepower here.
Penalty there that put them half the distance to goal, so they're on their own 4-yard line now. 2nd and 13 upcoming. The handoff goes right up the middle. Hertzfeld stays on his feet, tries to move forward, but the Beaver Dam defensive line corrals him, is able to stand him up, and the whistle blows the play dead with 6:30 to go. There's a long 3rd down upcoming.
Some teams are not built for 3rd and long. This team's really not built for 3rd and long. And with the rain being what it is.
And that's the biggest thing. And Beaver Dam would have a tough situation with that, it appears right now, with the way I saw Jet throw the ball on the far sideline. So 3rd and 11 upcoming here as the handoff goes. It's kept there by Duran, who's running in his own end zone, nearly tackled in the end zone, but runs forward, gets close to the first down marker, and he's marked down. It looks like he's short.
Yep.
And Duran.
That was a
very risky play there by Sauk Prairie.
Deep in his own end zone. He got out of there, showed his speed. Did a really nice job using his athleticism to get out of there.
There is a flag down on the far sideline. Not sure what that is.
Unsportsmanlike on Sauk.
It may have been something that happened after the play.
Yeah, I think so.
And Duran was brought down out of bounds on the Beaver Dam sideline. So it appears that it was something that Duran may have said to a Beaver Dam defender, just trying to get this game under check. We saw it a couple weeks ago against Mount Horeb, or earlier in the season against Mount Horeb. Things got out of the hand. You don't want that to happen here, especially in this weather. There's a lot of different circumstances that can happen.
Question.
So Beaver Dam now, as it's 4th and 10 for Sauk Prairie. They'll be forced to punt, and they should be getting good field position coming up here. And it'll see with Went Uchery and Bird back to return. It appears there's a timeout by Sauk Prairie, and we'll take a break with them. 7-all here with 6 minutes to go in the third. This is Beaver Dam High School football here on 1430 WBEV and streaming live on dailydodge.com.
It's a yellow ticket. Yellow ticket number 424 5087. 424 5087. A total of $354 is collected. 50% goes to the winner. $177. You may claim your prize in the upper level of the press box. Once more, ticket number 424 5087.
The man all night, the sophomore, 5'9", 155. You back to punt. He'll be punting from the beginning of his end zone. Yes, back to return is Went Uchery and Ed Bird. As a snap good, as Gibbs just tries to boot it away a little bit of rugby style. It bounces at the 30, gets a little bit of a Sauk Prairie bounce, and it'll go to the 31 after a little bit of side-to-side motion, and Beaver Dam will have a good starting field position at the Sauk Prairie 31 to start this drive.
Well, going back to the last drive, it'll be interesting to see if Beaver Dam gets back in that same position again, gets inside the 10 on fourth down. If they send Kaylee out there to attempt the field goal, and yeah, I mean, conditions are getting worse. It's raining harder, but it'll be tough to score. But they've been able to break some things on the inside in between the tackles with Lysis. That's probably got to be the look they're going for here.
We'll see what Beaver Dam is able to do here. So 5:49 to go here in the third. Handoff goes up to Lysis right up through the middle. Tries to dive forward, and that's Stobie on the carry as he actually gets a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd and 8 upcoming. Beaver Dam inside the 30 now with Sauk Prairie.
Well, not the game plan that I don't think Beaver Dam ever attempts to do, to keep the ball on the ground, but it's the way it's going to be here.
2nd and 8, Lysis and Stobie both in the backfield in shotgun formation. One to the right, one to the left. Fletcher in tight as the handoff goes to Stobie up the middle. He tries to find a hole on the right side of the line, but he'll be brought down after a short gain of 2. So a gain of 2 on first, gain of 2 on second. Whereas we stand 3rd and 6 now for Beaver Dam.
Going to be really important here to hang on to the football as this rain is coming down.
Still 2 backs in the backfield, one to the right, one to the left. Went Utri on the left side of the line, and Stobie now on the right side of the line. Snap as Jet pitches it out to Lysis, tries to find the edge, and he's actually brought down for a loss there. A good job containing the edge there as Jackson Mellum comes up from the secondary and able to close off the edge. Saw a lineman coming out and trying to close that off for Lysis to be able to move up the field, but a good job by the Eagle defense.
And I'm going to be a little bit different here than I normally am. Beaver Dam say go for it here. I'd like to see him punt it. See if he can pooch it inside the 10. You know, Sauk's not going to get, much out of it. Let's see if we can pick this fourth down up here.
So 4th and 9, Beaver Dam deciding to go with it here. It's tie ball game at 7, 3:59 to go here in the third. Jet, a quick pass over to the left-hand side, went Utri, the intended receiver, but wasn't turned around for the pass, was in the right area as it was a 5-yard out, and that pooch is looking better. I mean, it's a whole what-if game, and you're looking back.
Yeah, and you never want to do it at the 29-yard line of going in, but because of the conditions and because of the way Sauk has not been able to move the football, you almost get a second chance if you can pin him inside the 10 again. Now Sauk essentially gets 20 yards of field position to start at the 30-yard line of Beaver Dam here.
So here in the third quarter, 3:54 remaining, and we still stand tied 7-7 between Sauk Prairie and Beaver Dam. Both teams looking for their second Badger North Conference win, as one to the right, one to the left for Sauk Prairie. The jet sweep as it's run off to the right-hand side. Jay Litke, the receiver in motion coming from the left, takes the handoff, and the rain continues to come down a little harder. See the Spirit Squad grab their ponchos.
You know, both teams tried to run perimeter there. Beaver Dam on third down, and here's Sauk at first down. You can't cut. I just don't think you can do it. And both have suffered 5-yard losses out of it.
So here, 2nd and 15 now for Sauk as they just try to run it right up the middle. And Hertzfeld unable to get anywhere with that. He'll get a gain of 1 on the carry. And so it'll force 3rd and 14 here coming up for Sauk Prairie with just over 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, and again, it's essentially going to turn into a field position game, and one team making a mistake is I don't think Sauk can do anything here, but just keep running the football up the middle. I think maybe maybe some sort of fake give to Hertzfeld and give it to Schaff on the outside, or off tackle.
3rd and 14 as the handoff goes on the far side. Trying to run up the field is Hertzfeld, and he's brought down back at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 4th and 14 coming up here. And this isn't going to be the prettiest of football here the rest of this game.
No question. Both teams know they can just stack the line up and stop the run against
the mistakes.
It's mistakes and it's field position where still Beaver Dam is winning the field position battle at this point.
7-all as 2:15. Clock continues to run. The punts away from Gibbs. A good one there as it's fielded at midfield by Adam Bird. He tries to go off left side. He's grabbed by a defender by Sauk Prairie, and he'll be marked down. Forward progress at the Eagles' 48-yard line, and with 2:04 remaining in the third quarter, that's where Beaver Dam will start. And this is going to be a game of patience for Hertzfeld, for Schaff, and then especially for Stobie and Lysis. Just, you can't force anything. You got to just wait and find your hole.
This is the way this game is. This is the third drive in a row now that Beaver Dam has started in Sauk territory, unable to score so far. And, again, they keep plugging away on the ground here.
As a handoff goes up the middle here as Lysis stumbles forward after getting the draw handoff there. It'll be 2nd and 10 upcoming for Beaver Dam on the Eagles' 48.
I think one of the things you might be able to do is fake that dive with Lysis and maybe run Jet right off tackle there. That might be just enough movement that you might be able to create something. We know Jet's pretty good in the open field. One
to the right, one to the left. Tight end in tight on each side of the line. Jet keeps it. It's a little option as Jet tries to run up the field. He'll get a gain of 2 in there as Jet gets it up. Now 3rd and 8 upcoming, and it's exactly what you called for, but Jet
there.
Unable to, he had an option to pitch to Stobie, but again, that's trying to go on the outside and try to make a cut, which isn't the easiest with the way this field is now.
Yeah, and I think maybe even that pitch and that catch in this right now might be tough to do as well.
So the weather continues, and it will be an issue here in the last 13 minutes. 3rd and 9, Jet drops back, looks to pass. A pass across, finds Fletcher. See if it is complete. Incomplete, and you can tell on that pass there as Jet tried to throw it across. A normal pass. Yeah, Fletcher's going to catch that. He's going to make the move upfield. Easy throw, but Jet unable to get a grip on it. A little downward angle on the throw, and Fletcher couldn't come down with it.
And when they say receivers have a little bit of advantage because they know where they're going in this wet, and the defenders don't. But the ball's so wet, it's tough for Kendrick to even throw it, and that's the problem.
So 4th and 9 here for Beaver Dam with 53 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Oh, no.
The snap high over the head of Stobie, and this is the mistake we were worried about, and now Sauk Prairie will take over in Beaver Dam territory, and this is what hurt Beaver Dam last week against Forest. 2 snaps over the head of Stobie on special teams on the punt unit, and now Sauk Prairie reaps the benefits of it as they'll start out on Beaver Dam's 28-yard line.
But really, we're still fine. Now, certainly field position has changed, right? But they still got to score a touchdown. We know they're not going to kick a field goal. And they've had an incredibly hard time running the foot or moving the football at all outside of the first drive.
So, Sauk Prairie in Beaver Dam 1st and 10 on the Beaver Dam 28. The handoff goes up the middle, a flag thrown immediately. It may be a legal motion here as the receiver coming across here is actually a false start called on Sauk Prairie. So, nonetheless, moving them back 5 yards back to the Beaver Dam 33. So, 46 seconds to go here in the third, and each team continuously running the ball. The rain picking up here as expected. Going forward, it's not going to go anywhere, so we'll see as things change what they are able to do. The handoff goes right up the middle. Hertzfeld tries to break a couple tackles, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and so with that, and it'll be 2nd and 11 now. And this may be the last play here of the third quarter, unless if Sauk Prairie decides to run one here real quick. And it appears that's what they'll do, as 23 seconds left here to go in the third. One to the left, one to the right. Drawn under center as the handoff goes to Hertzfeld. He runs right into his line, breaks a couple tackles, and gets a gain of 4. So the clock will run down to zeros, and it'll be a 3rd and 8 after this break. Going into the fourth quarter, 4th and final quarter of action. tie ball game, 7-7 between Sauk Prairie and Beaver Dam. This is Beaver Dam High School football. You're listening to 1430 WBV and streaming live on dailydodge.com. This is Tyler Lance alongside me, Tim Ladrin, bringing you Beaver Dam High School football. And a quick first down for Sauk Prairie. Duran kept it himself on the option. He ran it off to the left, kept it himself, ran it up across the 20, and he'll be spotted down at the 18, where 1st and 10 now for the Eagles.
A rare first down for either team this half.
As the handoff this time goes to Schaff, and he runs it up off the right tackle. Able to get some positive yards there in the Sauk Prairie, and some momentum. Gain of 6, so we have a 2nd and 4 now, nearing the 10-yard line of Beaver Dam.
The Chavez had some success, 5 carries for 48 yards. Everybody else under 2 yards a carry for the most part. But Beaver Dam's got to get a stop. It's going to be tough to drive the field and score after that mistake on the punt.
Still tied at 7 as the handoff this time goes up to the middle. It looks like Schaff, the one on the carry. He runs up. It'll be close to the first down marker. He only needed a few there to get that on 3rd down. All right. It'll be 3rd down here coming up. 3rd and 1 now. 2nd and 4 carry for 3. So under 11 minutes to go now. Sauk, 4-down territory no matter what. They have an opportunity here and just need a yard on 2 plays.
Yeah, Beaver Dam, I think, is going to throw the house at it here to try to get a stop.
So, 3rd and 1 for the Eagles. One to the right as a handoff goes right up the middle. Hertzfeld untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. They take now a 13-7 lead. And the high snap on the punt comes back to hurt the Golden Beavers. And they now trail the Eagles 13-7. And a tough one there for the Golden Beavers. And as we mentioned, it's all about a game of field position. And Beaver Dam let it swing into Sauk Prairie's favor.
Yeah, it's a big play, but now I think this extra point's pretty big too in this weather. Because it could be a big play.
Extra point here. Sauk Prairie is set. The kick is low and into the line as Joe Smet is unable to get it up and through. 13-7 now as Beaver Dam only trails by 6. And with that, we'll Beaver Dam High School football is now trailing Sauk Prairie 13-7 after a quick touchdown run there by the Eagles.
7 plays, 48 yards, 2:17 off the clock here at Hertzfeld. 11-yard touchdown run. Kick is no good. It is blocked. I'm sorry, that's a 28-yard drive on 7 plays. And all after the bad snap on the punt.
So Beaver Dam has an opportunity here. The rain looks like it's slowed down just a little bit as it's booted back. Caught by Lysis at the 10-yard line. Comes up, crossing the 20, 25, and that's Stobie actually on the return. It's getting up towards the 40-yard line now. Finally brought down, so a good return there by Beaver Dam. And good job there. It's just field position just slowly but surely. You got Kaylee Walters in your back pocket.
Well, and football gods might have helped a little bit with this rain slowing down. They can get a dry football out there. If I'm coaching staff, I got a couple guys ready there with towels and extra balls ready to roll to see if Jack can throw the football a little bit.
So as the rain slows down a little bit, still coming down slightly, but with 10:21 to go here in the fourth, 13-7, Sauk Prairie leads. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Lysis in the backfield as Jet play action rolls out to his right. Pass down to the far sideline over the head of the receiver Fletcher, and the weather continues to affect the balls, and it's thrown out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 10.
But at least that was the good-looking throw. He overshot Fletcher, but it's a good-looking throw. Looks like with that rain slowing down that Jets going to be able to throw the ball a little bit, and the way this half is gone, they're going to have to.
So 2nd and 10 coming up here. Stoppage of play for a slight second as it looks like player. Oh, okay. Just fixing a shoe there in the middle of the field. 10:16 to go now. 13-7. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. A little bit of a reset offensively for Beaver Dam here. As Jet has Lysis to his right hip. Stobie in tight on the left side of the line as the handoff goes to Lysis. Hesitation, goes inside, right tackle, and he's slammed down to the ground just past the 40. It'll be a quick gain of 4, and 3rd and 6 upcoming here for Beaver Dam. Just over 10 minutes to play in the fourth.
No question, it's 4-down territory. I think the pass you might be able to hit is something quick over the middle, that slant to a slot guy, a tight end, that type of thing might be the best option. And Bird in the slot on the top.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Stobie in tight on the line as Jimenez rolls out, throws back towards Lysis. Incomplete though, and it's that same idea that they had with Fletcher, and tried to come back with the pass, but again, just threw it a little over the top. The defender did a good job getting his hands up, though, forcing that high pass.
And that's the difference, right? Because the defender came in with the high hands and forced Jet to throw it over it and just couldn't complete the pass, and Beaver Dam is going to punt the football away.
9:37 to go here in the fourth. A punt upcoming here by Stobie. And Eagles are set to return the punt. The student section getting involved with it. Good job by the Spirit Squad. Yeah. They've been loud all night, and you have to contribute that to part of this game and why Sauk's been able to play so well overall as Stobie's punt rolls out of bounds just inside the Sauk Prairie 40. It'll be out of bounds at the 37. So 9:30 to go. Beaver Dam still has all 3 timeouts. 2 timeouts left for Sauk Prairie, and it's going to be see what they're able to do. Is 6 a touchdown, puts it out of reach almost for Beaver Dam with the way the offenses have been moving.
Yeah, they've got a long way to go. Remember, they capitalized on a short field last time, and Beaver Dam defense has been good outside of that. They just need to get a stop here.
1st and 10, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff goes to the right side, running forward and close to the first down. That's Schaff with the carry. And getting close, it'll be up to the 45-yard line of the Eagles, and it'll be 2nd and 2.
This is where Beaver Dam's got it. They got to group together. They got to stay together on this, and they got to get a stop here.
2 to the right. 2 in the backfield, Schaff and Hertzfeld. Duran takes it, tries to hand it off. He keeps it himself, crosses midfield, staying in bounds and driven backwards and brought down. Finally, Bird with the tackle. But nonetheless, a first down and some chatter back and forth as Schaff and Bird. Schaff didn't like the tackle by Bird, but Bird brought him down, and a first down for Sauk.
Well, a good form tackle by Bird. I didn't think he did anything wrong. Had a little extra oomph on it on the landing, but a little bit of frustration, but just a good tackle by Adam.
So 1st and 10, Duran under center. The handoff goes to Hertzfeld. He goes off inside left tackle, and he's brought down after a quick gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Now a minute off the clock. 8.5 left here in the final quarter of action.
Hertzfeld trying to plant that left foot and cut back, and just ground wouldn't let him.
So 2 to the left as Duran is under center. Hertzfeld and Schaff in the backfield. Just over 8 to play. Duran running some time off the clock as Hertzfeld takes the handoff. A little hesitation as a bit of a counter play.
Yeah.
Comes back to the right, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. So it is 3rd and 7, but the clock continues to run, and that's really Sauk's end goal here and everything.
Well, it's clock and field position because they're inside Beaver Dam territory now. Even if they run it here, run the clock, even if Beaver Dam stops and they'll punt, and Beaver Dam will be in tough field position.
7:40 to go. 2 to the left in motion as the pitch intended for the slide, slipping Hertzfeld. And the field hurting Sauk Prairie there. So Beaver Dam gets a little bit of a favor in return there as Hertzfeld tried to cut going to his left. And Duran expecting Hertzfeld to be there on the pitch. Ball just continued to roll backwards into Sauk territory.
Big 11-yard loss. Rain has stopped. Field soaked. The rain has stopped. Beaver Dam has an opportunity here. Throw the football a little bit.
So 7 minutes to go. Gibbs gets the punt off. A good one at that. Fielded at the 30 as Bird runs upfield, crossing
Good
the 35, 40. Has some space, 45 midfield. Still got his feet. 40 is Sauk. Running 30. Still on his feet as he's brought down finally just short of the 20-yard line. A beautiful return there by Adam Bird, using his patience and quickness to be able to find those holes.
Yeah, just great instincts. He bobbled the ball, was under control, still made sure he found a hole. Nice job of setting up his blocks. Just a great run by Adam. Beaver Dam in good field position here.
Beaver Dam will start officially on the 24-yard line of Sauk Prairie as Beaver Dam High School football tonight brought to you by Landmark Credit Union, Bayside Silver Club, Hometown Pharmacy, Columbus Family Dental, and video tonight brought to you by Dan Olson, Country Financial. One to the right, one to the left, 6:45 to go here in the 4th. The handoff goes to Lysis in the backfield as he cuts up, runs just forward through the middle of the line, and it'll be a gain of 3 or 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 coming up as it's marked down at the 20-yard line.
Good pickup there by Lysis. Nice pickup on first down to pick up a 3 or 4, and a little bit of momentum on Beaver Dam's side. The offense has to convert here.
So 2nd and 6 on the way. 2 to the left, shotgun formation. Lysis in the backfield, Stobie in tight on the left side of the line. Lysis now left side of the line, left hip. And a flag for delay of game, it appears.
Illegal motion.
Illegal motion here.
The center picked up the ball. The official sort of made a motion with his hands like picking up the ball, and another just a bad penalty for Beaver Dam.
And it's been a handful on each side that have hurt each Sauk Prairie as well as Beaver Dam. So it's just been Sauk who's been able to take advantage offensively. In motion, Lysis. Jimenez rolls out to his right, tries to pass it down and intended for Lysis, but again, just unable to get a handle on the ball as he threw it down the sideline. It was a good look, a good play, but Jet unable to get it downfield.
I wonder if Jet was expecting Lysis to cut out on that and the way that ball was thrown, because Lysis took it up the sideline on sort of a go route, and Jet threw it toward the stick. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there as well as the wet ball.
1 to the right, 2 to the left. Stobie in tight on the right side of the line. 6 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. 13-7, Sauk leads Beaver Dam.
Got to get at least half here. You got to get 5 or 6. Set up a more manageable 4th down, especially with the way this weather has been.
As the officials waiting to get everything set here.
They're going to change the clock. You're working on the clock here.
6:50.
I think it's going to be 5:50. There we go. It's 5:50.
So 10 seconds taken off the clock there officially with that play ran. And now Beaver Dam set. One to the right, two to the left. 3rd and 12. Jet rolls out to his left, looks downfield, has an open receiver. Gibbs intercepts, nearly intercepts it as he tries to come across. Boschert, the intended receiver on the pass. And Gibbs, that's the second time tonight that an Eagle defender has had it right in his mitts, but unable to come down with interception.
Yeah, and again, one of those tough to throw the football, but and catch it obviously as well. Gibbs should have had that one. That's a ball that should have been caught.
So Beaver Dam going for it. 4th and 12. Jet rolls out to his right. A pass down the seam intended for Stobie. Stobie didn't turn around though, and Stobie unable to find the ball. So now turnover on downs, and it'll go back to Beaver Dam. 13-7 now. Sauk leads, and they have control of the ball with 5:42 remaining.
Story of the second half has been Beaver Dam unable to move the football. They've started 4 drives this half inside of Sauk territory, unable to score on any of them. And Jet is 0 for his last 7. This weather has been a factor. He is 1 of 8 in the half for 1 yard.
Taking away an aspect of the Beaver Dam offense. As Sauk now gets back to their game as Schaff takes the handoff. He goes off the right side for a gain of 2 on first down. 2nd and 8 now. 5.5 to go here in the 4th quarter.
And Beaver Dam obviously needs a stop. Sauk obviously going to do what they've been doing all night. Just keep the ball on the ground.
Clock will continue to run here. It'll be down to 5 minutes by the time Sauk able to get a play off. 2nd and 9 actually here for the Eagles. 2 to the left. Schaff and Hertzfeld in the backfield. Jerron Undersander hands it off to Hertzfeld, who goes inside the right tackle. Unable to get any yardage there, any big yardage, as it'll now be 3rd and 7 here for the Eagles with 4:45 to go, but the clock continues to tick.
Well, and I can't imagine Sauk doing any sort of pitch or anything after the last drive. I think if anything here, it's maybe Jerron keeps it and comes around the end, but other than that, I think it's going to be pretty simple football right up the middle.
So 3rd and 7 here for the Eagles. Big stop here for Beaver Dam if they can make it. Jerron keeps it, pitches it off over to Schaff, who cuts up the right side, fumbles it as he hits the ground, but he's marked down before the ball came out. So it'll be now 4th and 3 for the Eagles, and they'll boot it away just to play a game a little bit of field position.
Nice job by Sam Strasser to force Schaff to stay inside and not allow him to cut to the outside, bring it back to his defense. Beaver Dam swallows it up and gets a big stop here, and they've still got a shot at this.
So with 3:55 to go, Beaver Dam takes their first time out. We'll take one with them. 13-7, Sauk leads with 3:55 to go. This is Beaver Dam High School football, 1430 WBV, and streaming live on dailydodge.com. Yes, please. Welcome back here to Sauk Prairie High School. I'm Tyler Lance, alongside me Tim Ladrin as Beaver Dam High School football tonight, brought to you by Surefire, Richards Insurance, American Bank, Walker's Restaurant, and Landmark Credit Union. Big punt here on the way, as it looks like a lot of pressure's being brought on the punt here. Pressure on Gibbs. 4th and 3. The house brought, nearly blocked, a flag thrown immediately though. A wait to see as it's fielded. Punt is fielded by Went Utri. Utri cuts up to the 40, 45, still gliding ever so slightly up the field. He's brought down at the 48. And there's going to be a false start, legal motion, shift, something along those lines. We'll see if Beaver Dam decides to have Sauk Prairie repunt here, as they brought some pretty good pressure on that. And though they are up to the 48-yard line.
I think I'm taking it at the 48 just based on the time. I don't think you want the extra 10 seconds to run off, or however long it's going to take to punt it again. But they are going to force them to punt it again, try to bring some heat again, and try to get a block. That was a good return by Went Utri.
Another one of the punt returns that fielded off the ground, not fielded cleanly, where Bird was able to get it up to the 20 the last time.
Yep.
This time, Utri able to get up to the 48. I mean, get a little extra 5 yards to play with and see if he can get something a little better, as Went Utri and Bird lined up at about the 47 of Beaver Dam, awaiting the punt.
That's a big play here if we can get a deflection on this.
Pressure is coming right up the middle for Beaver Dam on the punt. 4th and 8. Gibbs gets the punt fielded cleanly and boots it away. It's a high one. It'll bounce at the 48, and Bird lets it bounce, and so it'll be marked down at the 46, and it goes.
Still good field position, though. 46-yard line, you take that, 3:33 to go. You got 2 timeouts. The rain has stopped. They've been able to throw. They haven't had a lot of success at it, but at least have the ability to throw the football with that rain stopped. So you still feel pretty good about having the opportunity to score here.
So 1st and 10 for Beaver Dam at the 47-yard line of Beaver Dam. 3:33 to go as Sauk leads 13-7 over Beaver Dam. One to the right, one to the left, Stobie inside. The pitch goes over to Lysis, left side. He has an edge, cuts up field, crossing midfield, and we'll see where he's marked out of bounds. It'll be at the Sauk 48-yard line, so a good carry on 1st down there. About 4, so 2nd and 6 now here for Beaver Dam.
Well, 2 teams that are playing hard, trying to get a win, and trying to get their 2nd win of the conference. It's really the first tight game Beaver Dam's played all year.
13-7 was the score at halftime last against DeForest, as Jet he looks to throw downfield, keeps it himself as he almost couldn't grasp the ball and trying to throw it. So he moves it up, gets a couple on the carry, and it'll be 3 on the carry, so 3rd and 3 upcoming for Beaver Dam.
Remember, Beaver Dam's 2 wins, a 61-8 win over Fort Atkinson and 42-15 over Portage. So, I mean, and then their losses haven't been real close. So this is the tightest they've had all year. The next closest is Watertown at week 1, 20-7.
3 minutes remaining here as the handoff goes right up the middle. Stobie uses his line and he pushes forward. Looks like he has enough for the 1st down, and the sticks will move. Clock stops with 2:50 for the time being, and it will.
They are going to move it. The down marker wanted 4th down.
They wanted 4th down. The spot looked good. We're right at about midfield, and we had a good sight at that. So it did look immediately like it was a first, and they finally do move it forward. So 1st and 10 in Sauk territory on the 49 now.
Not the time yet.
One to the right, one to the left. Stobie inside on the right side of the line as Lysis in the backfield. Jimenez drops back, rotates over to the right, tipped at the line of scrimmage. The pass was intended to James Fletcher, but incomplete after being tipped at the line. So 2nd and 10 now for Beaver Dam.
Yeah, dangerous pass there by Jet. And I don't know if he saw that linebacker in the middle or not, but nice deflection, and it's a 2nd and long here.
2:31 remaining here as see a little bit of substitutions and swapping on sides of the field. Boschert and Bird here on the near side. Lysis in the backfield now in motion out to the left. Jet looks out to the left, looks now down the seam. Fumbles the ball. Flag is thrown though. We'll see what the call is, as it's Sauk Prairie football.
What? I think the official's saying, the back official is saying that Jet was in motion to throw it. This is going to be interesting.
One official says one thing.
Oh.
There is a holding against Beaver Dam. It's penalties decline.
The white cap official was making a motion like he was throwing the football, and then he didn't, and it's going to be a fumble charged to Jet. And
2:25 to go, 2 timeouts for Beaver Dam. This is going to be a game. You got to make a stop, but the offense hasn't been able to get that big play to move it downfield. So in a tough situation here the rest of the way. 13-7 Sauk leads with 2:25 remaining. 2 to the right, Duran under center. Handoff goes to Hertzfeld up right up the middle, and Strasser and company there, Stobie and company there to bring him down. No timeout called quite yet. 2:14. Clock continues to tick as we have second down. So
2 timeouts left, so they're going to let this one run and then burn it on third at the end, or at third and fourth. And give themselves a shot, but they got to get a stop here.
2nd and 12, 2 to the left. Duran under center for the Eagles. Schaff and Hertzfeld in the backfield. 2nd and 12. Handoff goes to Hertzfeld. Hertzfeld finds some space on the left edge. Moves forward, crossing into Beaver Dam territory. Brought down short of the 45. And after 2nd and 12, almost 10, 9 yards onto the carry there. It's 3rd and 3 now, and looking much better for the Eagles as Beaver Dam burns their second timeout. 1:32 remaining, and you'd have to imagine here that Sauk is going to go for it on 4th down.
It'll be interesting. I think they've got to get at least 2 here. I think if you go 4th and 1, I think you go. I think if you get stuck here at 4th and 3, I think you punt it. It's an interesting situation because both teams don't have many wins. Sauk's just trying to get a win on homecoming, and they're probably going to put everything on the line. I agree. I think they'll probably put it on their offense and try to get it and lock it down instead of. The punt game has been dangerous tonight. Again, the rain has stopped, but the punt game's been dangerous. A couple close blocks, some bad snaps here and there. Not great punts on either side tonight because of the weather. You might be right. They might just go for it anyway, but they would put Beaver Dam in good field position still.
Still 3rd down to go here. 3rd and 4 officially. 2 to the left. Hertzfeld and Schaff in the backfield. Hertzfeld moved, though, and a flag will move them back 5 yards. You could tell it was going to be a pitch to the left side to Hertzfeld, and he got a little giddy on the play, and it'll be now 3rd and 9.
And if that's what it was going to be, that's risky. And I'm surprised if they would do something like that with the way this field is and the way the ball, how wet the ball is. I think you just give it up the middle. And, I think I'm at the point now where I would, if anything going outside, it's a fake handoff and it's a keep by the quarterback. But I ain't tried anything risky if I'm Sauk with putting the ball in the air at all.
1:32 remaining here. 3rd down, 1 timeout left for Beaver Dam. Handoff goes to Schaff off right tackle, kicks it back into the left side, gets back across midfield into Beaver Dam territory, and a timeout will be called there by Beaver Dam. It's going to be 4th and 6 for the Eagles.
Well, here we go. What are they going to do? I think they're going to bring the punt team out.
At this point,
I think you have to here.
Yeah.
You got it. Sauk's got to be able to block it, and Beaver Dam's got to bring the house. I don't think you see 2 returners back here. I think you send Bird back for a return, and you bring 11 guys at him, or 10 guys at him. 11 would be nice. You put an extra guy on the field, but 10 guys at him and see what happens. I don't think you can not put a returner back there, because if they do get it off, that runs extra clock before Sauk would actually down the football. So I think you still got to have a returner back there, but Beaver Dam still has a shot here. I can't see Sauk going for it here on 4th. It'd be a long 5, almost 6.
Beaver Dam's preparing as if it is going to be a punt here from Sauk Prairie, as Wintnutri and Bird back to return. Trying to look at the personnel there, and Gibbs is out on the field, so Gibbs will be booting it away for the Eagles as they stand at the Beaver Dam 49-yard line. And just look to put them deep back. 1:25 to go, no timeouts left for Beaver Dam. No big plays really in this game so far. Gibbs gets the boot away.
Good punt.
A good punt at that. Corners it inside the 20. Fielded by Went Utri. Coming up across the 30, 35, 40. Still on his feet, breaking a couple tackles.
Return, Ian.
Up to the 44-yard line of Beaver Dam. And that's another good return by Beaver Dam. And the effort continued to be there as Utri took hit after hit, but breaking through and keeping the legs going.
Well, and Ian did a nice job of giving Beaver Dam a chance to score here. No timeouts, 1:13 left. Remember, clock stops to get the chain set on first downs. There's an opportunity here. And again, that missed extra point could loom large.
And we'll see if that does come back to hurt Smet. But Beaver Dam, they're just looking to just get 6 on the board first. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Stobie in tight on the left side of the line. 1:13 to go. The Golden Beavers trail by 6. Jet rolls out to his right. Pass down the right sideline. Has an open receiver. Fletcher comes back and tries to make the catch. A flag throw, no, for pass interference on the Eagles. And Fletcher had to come back to it.
Yep.
It wasn't a horrible opportunity for Fletcher to come up with it. But Beaver Dam still getting some positive yardage out of it. And though it took off some time, a minute 6 remaining, and Beaver Dam still gets to move up the field.
Now with picking that up, I think you're feeling like you have an opportunity and you've got a little bit of time available to you. 106. You're going to be in the 42-yard line of Sauk. Oh, that ball came out.
Get a couple more of those, and you're right down there.
But that ball came out poorly out of Jet's hand. He's still having a hard time throwing that wet football.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Fletch Parker Lysis in the backfield. Jet looks out to his right, passes down the field, bounces it in front of his intended receiver, sliding on the ground. That was Adam Bird trying to make the catch. So now a minute remaining on the clock. 2nd and 10 upcoming for Beaver Dam.
And I think that, I think you got to take a shot with Bird, maybe Boschert down the side. Stobie has been able to make some plays through the air. I think you may look for him. You try to look for your better playmakers here and try to make a play here with a minute left.
1 to the right, 1 to the left, a tight end on each side. Lysis in the backfield. Jet sits back, pass behind to the back of Bird, nearly intercepted, knocked out of the hands, and finally incomplete. Jackson Mellum coming up with the deflection, and now 3rd and 10. 54 seconds remaining for Beaver Dam.
That was a really nice play by Mellon because Bird had it in his hands. Looked like he ball thrown a little bit behind him. Bird was making a good effort at it. Reached in there, knocked that ball away. 3rd and 10.
13-7, Sauk leads here. 3rd and 10, 54 seconds to go. Beaver Dam sits at the Sauk Prairie 46-yard line, 41-yard line. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Jimenez takes the sack in the backfield, brings him down back towards midfield, and that's a huge loss for Beaver Dam. The clock continues to tick, and now it's 4th and very long for Beaver Dam.
9-yard loss for Jet. He really didn't have anything to do. Pass rush was there quickly, and now it's throw it up, gamble time with a ball that he's had a hard time throwing in the second half.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Jet
slips
on his throw. It's caught by Bird, but it's short. He tries to pitch it back, and it's caught by an offensive lineman, and he'll be brought down by the original line of scrimmage at the 41, and 16 seconds to go. One more snap here by the Eagles after a turnover on downs, and Portage comes out with their 2nd Badger North Conference victory of the year.
Sauk Prairie.
Sauk Prairie.
Portage.
Did I say Portage? Portage would be first, but that's not happening.
And it had a tough play by Bird to catch and try to flip it, knowing he was going down. It was 4th down, but unfortunate. You got to hand it to Sauk. They capitalized on mistakes. Beaver Dam's offense just couldn't get anything going in the second half at all.
So it'll be a quick kneel here from Duran. And Sauk Prairie will come out victorious. Clock's ticking down here. 8 seconds to go, and it'll be double zeros here very shortly. And Beaver Dam falls short, 13-7. Weather became a bit of a factor early on in the second half, and it just proved to be too much. as Beaver Dam falls here 13-7. Back with our final game thoughts and more right after this. This is Beaver Dam High School football here on 1430 WBEV and streaming live on dailydodge.com. Okay.
to throw the football. Sauk took advantage of it.
And Sauk Prairie definitely took advantage of it. It wasn't a pretty game either way, offensively or defensively. And each side, it's just the mistakes that were made. And it turned out the mistake that was made last week against DeForest twice ended up hurting Beaver Dam here tonight in this matchup again. And a high snap over the head of Taylor Stobie on the punt. It moved them back. He was able to finally recover it at the 21 of Beaver Dam, and that set up an easy offensive series there for Sauk Prairie.
Yeah, and still, I think regardless of the snap, the key to the game is Beaver Dam starts in the second half. They start 4 drives inside Sauk territory and don't get any points out of it. And I don't care who you're playing, and I don't care what the conditions are. That's going to hurt you. And Beaver Dam certainly had a ton of opportunities to put points on the board, and they left some opportunities out there that ended up costing them tonight.
So Beaver Dam comes up short, and looking at the numbers here, I mean, Jimenez really struggled in the second half due to the wet ball, so it's a big part of it. But that takes out a big part of Beaver Dam's game, and that translated into a slow running game as well.
Well, and it feeds into Sauk's game too. So, Sauk has 171 yards of offense, all on the ground. Adam Duran was 0 of 3 through the air, didn't throw any passes in the second half. Garrett Hertzfeld, 29 carries, only 78 yards, but 2 touchdowns. Brian Schaff, 9 carries for 64 yards. Led the way for Sauk. Beaver Dam ends up outgaining Sauk. They have 192 yards. Kendrick Jimenez is 12 of 28 for 124 and a touchdown. A touchdown went to Fletcher. James Fletcher on a 30-yard touchdown pass. He had 3 catches for 50 yards. Adam Bird, 4 for 30. Bosher, 2 for 21. Stobie, 2 for 22. Lysis, 1 for 4 on the ground. Lysis led the way, 23 carries for 60 yards. Stobie, 4 for 10. Jet, 8 for -2. Took 2 big sacks. The one at the end on second and 10. Was it 3rd and 10, and took the big sack, the 9-yard sack, and forced a 4th and long there, and at the end of the game. So, boy, that's a tough one because you hate to say it, just be as blunt as you can be, but probably their last chance to get one the rest of the year is. Wanakee comes in next week.
Yeah, Wanakee coming in next week is not going to be any sort of easy matchup. We've heard the score repeatedly here tonight and what they were able to do in the first half against Baraboo, who really had an easy task running against this Beaver Dam defense with the size that they had. That made it very easy for them. So Beaver Dam coming up short on that.
And everybody I've talked to that's played Wanakee and stuff, they're better this year than they were last year, which is scary. When you talk about Dane and L.O. Johnson and the guys they had last year, it's pretty crazy. Wanakee ends up winning tonight. They were up 43-0 over Baraboo at halftime. They ended up winning by the same score, 43-0. Reedsburg beats Portage 49-13. Talked about that, setting up that game next week with Baraboo and Reedsburg to get into be the last playoff spot in the Badger North. And then last week's heard DeForest hanging on to their 25-22 lead over Mount Horeb.
We'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back with our final thoughts here as we ramp up Beaver Dam High School football postgame. Here, you're listening to 1430 WBEV and streaming live on DailyDodge.com.
Easy for them. So Beaver Dam coming up short on that. But everybody I've talked to,
Braden's underneath.
Setting up that game next week.
I haven't seen her since the game's over.
Be the last playoff spot.
Yeah, you should see it on top.
Hanging on to their 25. We'll take a quick break here and we'll be back with our final thoughts here as we ramp up Beaver Dam High School football postgame. Here, you're listening to 1430 WBEV. Daily Dodge.com.
But now I think they need to have
to Sauk Prairie 13-7, and second half was a matter of one score that was needed, and Hertzfeld was able to punch it in. Though a missed extra point wasn't needed in the end, and Beaver Dam just couldn't get any offense going. And Tim, just final thoughts here is going into next week, and this week was your real final hurrah and effort to get another win on the season as you go in against Wanakee next week. This season, you still go next week. You put 110% forward, and this week it's a tough one to take in.
Well, it's a tough one to take in, and it's going to be a tough week, for the coaching staff and for the kids. But that's when you start talking about playing for your seniors, and they're going to be their last game out there, and you go out there and you give it everything you got, you leave it all on the table, and you hope you put up a good fight, and see what happens. Certainly the odds are long, but it ends up being no question. I mean, everybody knows who Wanakee is and what they are this year. But it's going to be more importantly about the seniors and getting those kids on the field for that last time. And hopefully the underclassmen will play for those guys and play at that same heart they had the first half of that homecoming game.
So senior night next week, parents' night I'm sure as well next week as well as that's coming up. But it's going to be a tough one here for Beaver Dam going next week as they fall 1-5.
1-5
in conference play here.
2-6 overall.
2-6 on the season as they will go up against Wanakee next week in the season finale. You can hear that here on 1430 WBEV. No video next week here, though, as you'll just have to tune in on the airwaves. As Beaver Dam High School football tonight has been brought to you by Surefire, Richards Insurance, American Bank, Walker's Restaurant, Landmark Credit Union, Bayside Supper Club, Hometown Pharmacy, Columbus Family Dental. Video tonight brought to you by Dan Olson, Country Financial, and your Farmers Implement Scoreboard final stands at 13-7. For Tim Ladrin, I'm Tyler Lance. We'll be back next week. Pre-game begins at 6:50, kickoff at 7 against Wanakee in Beaver Dam. Tune in then and drive safely tonight. Have a good weekend all. Take care. All right, thank you. Yeah, you as well for your short drive.